42, brother. It's kind of hard. I was thinking the other day, it's kind of hard to believe that we're already on 42.
Yeah.
This was a small project a year ago.
I can't say I've seen every single one, but I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of them.
Well, you know what everyone keeps bringing up? We got to do the brotherly build battles again. We haven't done those in a while.
Dude, it's hardly. I just don't have time to do shit.
I know. Same with Mike. There's no... Like, Michael doesn't even play games anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, Michael? Boring. But, anyway. I don't even know where to start with you. Last time you were here, we talked about what you were doing in January, like back when you went to L.A.
Yeah.
Now, since then, we talked a little bit about Dubai last time. Now you went to France, England.
Went to France and England and Arizona last week. That's it. Nothing crazy. I don't think I went anywhere else. Oh, Tennessee. I went to Nashville for a night. But,
that's a weird place to go for one night.
Yeah, we were there for work, and then the flights got delayed, and then they wound up canceling my flight, so I just stayed in Nashville for the night. Called up my buddy Dixon. His hotel that he worked at had a branch in Nashville, so he got me a free room, which is pretty good. And it's like a really nice hotel, the Virgin Hotels, and it was right on the strip of where the bars are in Nashville.
So hold on, you went from Miami to Tennessee for a job with Mandy, I'm going to assume.
No, that was with Uncle. I was in Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. So then that makes sense as to why it was a night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just one day.
It was only supposed to be a couple hours. As soon as we landed in Nashville, this was the day Morgan Wallen came out with his album.
No.
Yeah, what was it, March 3rd. And I get to Nashville, and Morgan's doing a live show for his album release, free show in Nashville, because his tour for this year, no stops in Nashville, and everyone was like, what the fuck?
Now, I love how within like the last year, you've gone from like, I only listen to rap to now I only listen to country.
Dude, I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't only listen to country, but I definitely don't listen to rap as much as I did. I forget what it was, but I was just like in the car, and I was like, dude, one day I'm going to have kids in the back seat if I really want them listening to this.
Yeah.
That's really what it was, and I was just like, you know what, maybe I can move on from this.
Yeah, I just could never get over that kick drum.
I know you always complained about that.
I don't know. I've come to realize I think it's just a musician thing. Like it's the only thing I hear in that whole thing.
Yeah,
so I can never stand it. It just gave me a headache. So thank God, I'm fine with country. I'll listen to country.
Definitely been liking country a lot.
By the way, Morgan Wallen's doing the podcast. No, imagine if I just dropped that one.
That'd be cool. He's definitely on the list of dudes I want to meet.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Every time I see a picture of him though, I always think of. He looks different every time. I don't know why to me.
Yeah, I know some girls that know him pretty well, and these are the girls I was with in Nashville. They got the tickets to the concert, but you had to get there. Like, they got them the day before, like, sold out, like, minutes. People got online for him.
People don't realize how huge that kid is.
Yeah, dude,
how old
big.
is he? Do you know? I think he's a little older than me.
I bet you he's 29 or 28.
I think you're right.
Maybe 30.
Hey, Kevin, when's his birthday? Can you just...
I don't know that shit. I'm going 29. How old is he?
Yeah, you're right. He's 29.
Dude, that was a random guess, I'll be honest.
Yeah. May 13th. Yours is May 17th.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
May
13th.
Do I know anyone with May 13th birthday? I don't think so.
No. But, what were we saying?
Yeah, they got me tickets for that. Yeah. So I landed in Nashville that morning. And we go, and I'm like, all right, they got me these tickets. That's cool. I'm not staying the night. I probably won't make it. But, hey, at least she got me the ticket. And I drive from Nashville over to Eastern Tennessee with the boss and some other guys we meet out there. We tour all of Tennessee, looking at all the oil pumps and shit that, we're like, what the hell are these doing here? See them all. It's downpouring rain.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Go to the courthouse. Yeah, and then we... I actually went to, what's it called, Sneedville. We drove through there because that's where Morgan's from.
Right.
And we just happened to be in that section of Tennessee. We covered that whole area, top right. Came down near Knoxville. We didn't go into Knoxville. We kind of went around it. And then all the way down towards Chattanooga. And then dropped them off back in, I forget the name of the town. But it was just cool because I got to see Jefferson City, all these places that he says in his songs. And I was like... I'll never be there to see those, So, gave me a reason. Till mom and dad moved down there. But then we dropped them off and we drove back. Now it's maybe 6 o'clock at night. And the concert's at 7. I'm texting my friend and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I'm about to fly out. And then my flight gets canceled. I don't realize that they're canceling all these flights, so I'm trying to move seats to a later.
There was a really bad storm.
Yeah, it was
the first time.
It was wind and rain, just fucking destroying stuff. And I didn't realize that this was all going on, like that these flights were all canceling. So I'm like trying to move seats on different flights so I can go a little later in the night, so that way I can go to this concert. And then all of a sudden, like I move seats to a later flight, and it's like transaction didn't work. So I go back to my old flight, and the seats are already taken. I'm like, what's going on here? And I look at these other flights, and they're all full. And I'm like, oh damn, like people are trying to get the fuck out of the city. And so I wound up just saying to the boss, I was like, I'm just gonna stay the night here. I can get a hotel room from my buddy. He'll hook it up. And then I booked it. I had to wait like an hour for an Uber. So by the time I like got in the Uber, it was already 8. And I was like, dude, I want to get to this concert so bad. It was at like the main, I forget the name of the arena in Nashville. I don't fucking remember. But I pull up to it and they're like, you're not letting anybody in anymore. Like you had to be here at 7. I was like, but I have this ticket. Like I have this virtual. It was terrible. That was depressing.
I'm here from Miami.
So then I went back to the hotel, and I went to the upstairs bar there. They have like a rooftop bar. And I got like a Caesar salad and this is funny actually. I ordered, so I was like, oh, can I get the Caesar wrap? And then she was like, yeah, what do you want to drink? And I was like, let me get a tequila soda and an espresso martini. She was like, I cannot give you 2 drinks. I'm like, I'm like, give me a water, an espresso martini, and tequila soda. Because I was going to chug the tequila soda and then sip my espresso martini while I fucking ate my food. She's like, I can't let you do that. And I was like, oh, I guess this is kind of like a finer establishment. Maybe I can't be doing that.
Right.
But then all these young kids came up to the rooftop bar, and I'm alone there. My friends are still at the concert, and I'm like, let me just try and communicate with these people. Let me just be social. Maybe I can get a night out with some of them. So there's 2 girls sitting at the bar to my right. I go up to them, and I'm just like, hey, like I'm not from around here. Like, do you know of any bars I should absolutely check out? It was a Friday night I was there. I think it was a Friday or Saturday. I don't remember. Maybe it was even a Thursday.
Well, if I remember right, you got there Thursday with our boss.
Yeah, so this is a Thursday night.
The flight got canceled. So you had to stay at the hotel, right? So this is the day after?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I left the morning after.
Oh,
okay.
Like,
this is still the same day. They like give me a list of bars, and I'm like, "Are you guys going out?" They're like, "We're actually like going to a friend." So I was like, "Okay, I probably creep them out, and they don't want to go out." Then this other group of like half girls, half guys come up. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, I'm Ken. I'm from Miami, just visiting for the night. And then they're like, "You want to tag along?" And I was like, "Thank God!" Like,
right.
Yes, please. This is exactly what I needed. So I went down like behind the Virgin Hotel down the strip. There's like all these really cool bars. And, like, I'm in my element here. Like, it is just girls in cowgirl hats, cowgirl boots, country music playing, probably 6 bars. Like, literally bar, like, no building in between. Bar. One of them is called, like, Winners and Losers, which are 2 separate bars next to each other. And it's, like, if your sports team wins that night, you go to Winners. And if they lose, you go to Losers.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's, like, separate. It's pretty cool. So I just kind of, went around all the bars, tried to see as many as I could. The kids who I were with, I grabbed one of them, Snapchat. His name is Anthony. I forget where he said he was from, but he wasn't from there, but he goes there a lot. So they were just all showing me around the area, checked out all the bars, and then I just went home, went to bed, woke up, and flew back to Miami.
Wow, so this was all in one day.
All in one day. And I left for that flight in the morning at like Thursday morning. I left at like probably 5 in the morning to get to Nashville by noon.
So did you even bother sleeping, or did you just?
The night before, yeah,
Oh,
I slept.
So.
Yeah, I definitely slept. Yeah, but it was fun, dude. Nashville was really cool. I've been working on trying to purchase an apartment at this place called Alcove up there.
Right.
I got a good deal on it. I just like haven't really pulled the trigger on it fully because it's still under construction until 2024, and like the building is available to buy per apartment, obviously.
Right.
And my buddy Cole and I might go in on it
ahead of time, right?
Yeah, if we buy it, that is. But it's like,
how is it price wise in comparison to Miami?
Cheaper, but not that much cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy anything in Miami.
Just nice end. It's probably just as high end.
Because because it's newer buildings. Everything's newer, which is nice. You don't have to worry about things being shit.
Nicer building.
Yeah, it's got like rooftop pool.
Yeah.
Slightly cheaper than Miami, but it's in Nashville, which is, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it's better than Miami, but for me, it's better than Miami.
Right.
But I wouldn't buy anything in Miami because the whole point of me buying something is so that I could like rent it out and then try to get to it when it's available.
Right.
Like if I do an Airbnb situation or if I lease it for a year, check it out another year, then go back to leasing it. So that way I'm not paying it out full. But if I get something in Miami, I'm just going to want to live in it. And if I'm living in it, yeah, I'm saving money, but I'm not making money.
Right.
So there's no point.
Yeah. So what's the time frame of getting out of Miami then? Do you know yet?
Depends on work. I don't know. I'm getting sick of it. If my friends all leave, which a lot of them probably will start going to more towards like Chicago and Texas.
Well, most of your friend group down there, they grew up down in Miami,
Yeah,
right?
so they're just like,
I want to get out
yeah,
of
they're
here.
trying to get the fuck out. And they've been stuck there since before COVID. Like they all went to college during the pandemic, and then they were like, let's just go back to Miami. Like it's the pandemic, all the states all the schools they went to are in like liberal ass states, so they're taking COVID really hard. Like one of them was Cali, one's Atlanta. It's like they're like, let's just go back to Miami, so at least we have some freedom to do stuff.
Right.
And then they were like, fuck it, let's just go to law school while we're here. And they got into law school, and then they just like grinded law school during COVID.
Interesting.
They have all 6. It's like maybe 4 of them are in it, so it's like they could cheat off each other, like work together on stuff.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a good move. Like if you got nothing else to do, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad move. Just go to law school and get out of the way.
Yeah.
There's not many distractions during COVID for most people.
I'm just thinking about how easy cheating and like, dude, I cheated all through college, so.
So imagine how much easier it was during COVID.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
on
I
the
can't
computer.
imagine.
Yeah.
I was doing like the math on. I was like, how many did I cheat on? Like how many tests
All of
did I
them.
not cheat on? Yeah.
All of them.
But what's funny is I knew like every kid I knew cheated on every test. Like there was no. I don't know anyone that actually did legitimately anymore. Obviously, that's.
Now with Chat GPT too. I mean, before that shit even became popular, Johnny was screaming about it to me.
Yeah.
So I sent it to Mike, and I'm like, yo, check this out. Like, it's actually pretty legit. And then they shut it down for a few months. Remember that? And they're like, oh, we got to fix some stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Mike ever used it, but I would have been using that
They
all
shut it down
day.
because like the racism. If
Oh,
they was
really?
giving like crazy
No.
racism.
I wasn't keeping up on it.
Yeah.
I was just like, if I had a question, I'd ask it. But
Yeah.
I can only imagine, like, you just type in any homework problem and it gave you the answer.
Mine
Like,
was the Google Docs on the Apple Watch. That was my thing. That would win
Yeah.
every time.
I would fully type shit out in my calculator. Like
Really?
full on fucking Bible length shit.
Here's my notes.
Like I was like a nerd with a what are they called? TI-95, TI?
The TI-85
85 or something like that. Dude,
Yeah.
I'd literally have
Texas
I would
Instruments.
have full on epics written in there. Like I could put a whole and I was so fast at writing with them.
You know, people would try and do the thing on the hat. You know that one when you put it, but it never
Fuck
worked.
that. I mean, I didn't have a
That's ballsy.
I wasn't really wearing hats back then.
Yeah.
I didn't start wearing hats till I was like a senior, I think. Yeah, I feel like that's right.
I don't know, but I remember I think I said this on the podcast, one of the early podcasts with Mom. When I was a freshman at Scranton, all the nurses got caught cheating, and the nurses have to have like an average of a 95 or above, and they caught all the kids cheating, and they couldn't kick the entire nursing body out.
What do you do? Make them retake the test?
They just let them pass. They
Damn.
just got rid of the one kid. So if
That's
you
always
have
good to know. Imagine they did that with like a doctor.
You
like,
gotta start asking.
oh, a
nurses.
heart surgeon? Oh, good. They cheated their way through and have no
Exactly.
idea how to perform a surgery.
Right. That's the fear, right?
Yeah.
Chat GPT. But
That's always good.
so from Tennessee, how you were back in Miami. Now I want to hear more details about the London trip because I think that was the one in between.
Well, I went to Paris. I stayed in Paris for a couple days.
Oh, that's right,
As
Paris.
soon as I get there, we take a train in from de Gaulle Airport. Charles de Gaulle is like, I forget what his position is. I'm just an American who doesn't know shit, but I think he was like the prime minister years ago or some shit. I don't know. And the riots are going on in Paris because we didn't know this is going on at all because we're Americans and
Right.
we have no idea what goes on in Europe. We get off the train and immediately SWAT guys make us dump our luggage like on the side of the road. Like just search all our
Just
shit.
throw it down.
Throw it on the ground, like take your clothes out, let us poke around and look in it. We're like, Jesus, what the fuck's going on here? Like
Right.
we don't know. And then we started walking towards our Airbnb and we realized that we got the Airbnb right next to National Assembly, which is where Macron's office
Yeah.
is. And there's riots there. This is diehard, Paris motherfuckers, French people who are pissed off about the pension age getting raised and the retirement age getting raised by 2 years, even though they don't work during the day basically at
so
all.
in France, right? There's a whole month they get to take off from work.
That's what I heard. I don't know what month it is, but also there's like no one's working at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Like you don't see anybody in like all the shops are closed at lunch, so I can't imagine they're doing a full.
They're a pretty socialist country too.
There
so
is no
it's-
9 to 5 there, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And they're complaining about the shit getting moved up 2 years. I mean, I get it. Like, once you give, not to get political, once you give socialists something, it's impossible to take it back.
Whoa! What do you mean?
So it's like, and they don't realize that they're kind of signing themselves up for shit like this.
Yeah, right.
It's
exactly.
like that's the bigger picture. Like,
You give a little, they take a lot.
yeah,
right? So-
yeah. But like once they give that little bit, they realize, we can really move some things around on them. Let's add 2 years to the pension, and
Right.
what are they going to do about it? And that's kind of they sell you this dream, and then they come in with the extra to you, you know, and then that applies pretty well round. But
but you got to talk about the trash. I think that story is so funny.
yeah, they're all like on strike. I don't know if I can call them a union. They're probably union, but sanitation, train drivers, bus drivers, trolley drivers, all on strike.
Right.
There's just fucking piled, like, dude, the size of this room, like, trash bags, like, piled up on the corner on almost every street. Because it's weeks of trash just stuffed there because the strike.
Maybe even months.
Could be. Smells terrible. Like, all of Europe's literally just smells like cigarettes and, like,
garbage.
Just not. Garbage it doesn't smell clean. Really. Like, at no point was I ever like, wow, a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's so gross.
Like, there really is a lingering smell throughout all of Europe. Even we went from Paris to Nancy to London, and I smelt it in all of them, and I saw like most of London. So it's completely different. But you don't see any fat people in Europe. There's no fat people.
Right.
They're all like, they all dress more business casual every day, which might be common everywhere in like that climate. But it's like, I haven't really left warmer climate cities. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in Miami where it's hot as fuck, so you're not going to see somebody in a sweater.
Right. Obviously.
I've been in Arizona a lot, Texas a lot this year, and, you know, that style is not in Cali. And then in Nashville, I was, you know, only there at night, basically, so I didn't really get to see it. Maybe this is a thing in, like, Chicago, New York. I just haven't been there in a while. Like, they're all in, like, business casual, like, sweaters, like, trench coats. Like, they look like you could go into a meeting.
How's the weather there? Is it, like, average or... Like,
dude,
were you ever like, oh, it's too hot?
I thought it was a joke when they said London's always raining. It's fucking rain. Like, it's just, like, everything's black and white in Europe.
Really?
Like, it's just, like, everything's, like, a gloomy day. I don't know. We were there for a little over a week, and I never saw any, like, beautiful sunny day, you know? That's
probably why their food sucks. They can't grow anything.
Maybe. I don't know. I liked London. It was cool. I like that there's, like, a literally pub every corner. People walking around. The accents crack me up. You hear a little kid with a British accent. It's like the funniest thing in the world. They just say like anything, and you're just like, what word was that?
Is that a lisp or is that an accent?
Yeah.
So, and then they burn all that trash. Right?
Yeah, during the protest, they light the trash on fire. There's like waves of humans going up against these fucking SWAT guys who have serious weapons. Like one of them had tear gas, nade launcher. The other one had, I don't know the name of the gun. It's literally in CS. I don't know why I can't.
Negev, the M2,
just pull up CS guns real quick. Go to like the buy page for, I feel like it's the blue team. Maybe it's not in CS. I can see if Ned's up right now. I'll just quickly text him.
You have the Nova, the Glock.
Just show. Do you have the picture of it?
Oh, okay.
The picture of the buy screen, and maybe I'll be able to remember. Oh, okay. It's a G36.
G36, yeah, that's in Call of Duty.
Pull one up. Heckler and Koch G36.
Yeah, the G36 rifle.
Hold on, I gotta look at it. I gotta see it.
Yeah, that's it. That's a G36.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
See what I mean with a barrel? Like, that's what I was trying to explain.
That's not standard, but yes.
Bro, they were just like fucking. They're like one of those barrels was in my luggage, like just fucking from, moving my clothes around.
You got that from that's. The one you're thinking of is from the original Modern Warfare.
I didn't play those. How the fuck would I know?
Yeah, you did. The one that we used to play on all the time.
Oh, shit. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Was that in there?
Yep. That was the one that I would shit on you with.
No, you wouldn't. There's never been a game that I was better at than that game on my MacBook trackpad.
Yeah.
I was disgusting at that game with my MacBook trackpad.
I think we talked about this one of the times we were on the podcast, but yeah, so Kenny would ask, when I would come home from school, Kenny would be like, can you turn on the server and just let me kill you until I got the golden
I would
gun?
set up claymores in all the spawns, so it would force him into a corner spawn, and I would just have my crosshair right on the head. And there's nonstop.
Hold on, Modern Warfare 1, so G36.
So what was really funny is my boy Chris Rossi has this stuffed animal hot dog that is also a dog. His name is Gilbert.
Does that come back?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the gun he was holding.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Rossi has this hot dog named Gilbert. That's literally a dog. It's a hot dog with like little tiny legs and little puppy face on the actual hot dog. And like they open the suitcase and like Gilbert just like pops his head out. and then they're like, okay, what the fuck? These French speaking SWAT guys like trying not to laugh basically.
Why does he have this?
But yeah. So the protest was on our main street every night. We kept walking by it, kept blocking us off from our way home. At one point, we get to the front of one of the protests because we're like, oh, we'll just cut through. Then we see the wall of SWAT guys on the other side of the protest.
You're like, oh,
and we're like, oh, we're not getting through that. And we had to
Just
go all the way around. Yeah.
I would love to see you go up to it and be like, listen, we're just passing by. We're American.
Dude, they know you're American when you're there.
Do they?
Absolutely. I don't even know, like, probably attire is the main tell. Yeah. But I'm sure characteristically, like, people are more like, I don't know. You don't see much emotion out of people out there. People are very, like, just go about their day. Yeah. Hold on, let me grab a baguette off the side of the road and just, like, bro, you see guys will walk around with just a baguette in their hand and just like, and keep going, take a bite.
I know croissants are really big over there.
Yeah, yeah. Rossi was trying to see how many croissants. We had like an over under 10 on him for his trip, and I think he got 10. 10 croissants.
So how long were you guys actually in London for? Like
Paris 2 days, Nancy 1 day, London 4 days.
Oh, okay. So you were
like
there for quite a while.
Then. Yeah.
Was there a favorite?
I think Nancy was the most fun because when we got to Nancy, so obviously we're at the football club. Well, we get to Nancy and it's just like beautiful. Like we have a sick Airbnb with a view of the mountains. It's really cool. And we go to the stadium. We tour the stadium, meet the manager. We meet the CEO. We get to see we're on the field. Locker room, we're seeing jerseys, we're seeing trophy case, like everything. We're getting the whole tour of this place. And we're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Then I'm like, all right, let's start drinking. So they just start bringing us champagne, and we're just watching, nothing's even happening yet. The soccer hasn't even started yet, and I'm just walking around with a glass of champagne, getting banged up, and then the photo guy comes and is taking our pictures. Barely anyone speaks English because we're not in Paris anymore. We're 2 hours east in the cut of France, minimal English speaking. And we're trying to communicate. The guy who picked us up to drive us to the stadium, not a word of English. He just knew Dixon's name. He's just Dixon, yeah. Dixon. So we get there, watch the game. We managed to get that guy who doesn't speak English. So the manager, the CEO, they speak English, and we're with him the whole time, drinking beers, smoking cigs with him. It's so funny, dude. It's an actual stadium. It's a 20,000 person stadium in the middle of this part of France.
Pictures, it looks pretty
it's
nice,
cool.
Yeah.
And he's giving us a story about everything, how historic they are, how this is last season was so bad for them that they got dropped down to the third division. Can I pause you a
question? When you go there, do you feel like soccer is everything?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. When you're in the stadium, you can tell oh, these people grew up knowing this team. People who have lived in Nancy their whole entire lives are still at that game today. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in that sense, yes, it is. But it's like any other sport. It feels like people just kind of go through life. You know?
Okay.
On the weekends, it gives you something to do. You know?
Right. Because I know in Brazil. Soccer's everything.
No, it's not. It's not like that in those countries.
Oh,
it's hard to explain.
That's how my friends explain.
It's not that it's everything. It's just dude, what the fuck else you could do in Brazil? You're in Sao Paulo, you're living in a hut. All right, give this kid a ball and 2 shoes, he can make a goal. So if that's what he means by soccer's everything, then he's right. But it's I don't know. Half those kids, they obviously want to play. Everyone wants to play professional soccer when they're a kid, but it's so unrealistic. Yeah. I mean, it's if you consider that soccer being the whole world to them, then yeah. But it's the games are only on Saturday. It's the same as going to an MLB game on the weekend. The only difference is the fact that the away team is significantly closer in distance than in the United States teams. Right. So that's what makes the soccer more interesting compared to U.S. sports. The away crowd can be just as big as the home crowd because it might be a fucking 30-minute train ride over.
That's true.
And that's what was fun about London because we went to the Arsenal game. We were we took the train in from London to another part of London where Arsenal is, and they were playing Crystal Palace, which is only another hour on a train. So there's a good amount of people at both of them, and we got to see both sides.
I'm always curious what those countries are like during World Cup season. When World Cup's going on, that's got to be because here in America, no one really gives a shit.
Yeah, we'll see. Next World Cup's in the States, so there's a good chance.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Next World Cup's in the States. I'm gonna try and go to as many games as I can. I was planning out a tour of trying to go to every single stadium in the U.S. at least. Games are in, I think it's New York, Philly, maybe Boston or D.C., and then it's Atlanta, Florida, 2 in Texas, 2 in Cali, 1 in Seattle, and like I can like definitely hit all those. You know, fly up to Jersey and I can hit 3 stadiums there. Fly to Miami, I can hit Miami and Atlanta. Fly to Texas, I can hit all the ones in Texas, and go out to Cali, and I can hit those ones, and then just figure out how to get to Washington. So I think I can do it all.
Washington State. Right.
Yeah, and then there's 3 in Mexico, but I'm not fucking going to those.
You're not going to Mexico.
And then there's a couple in Canada, but I don't have no desire to go to Canada.
Yeah, Canada sucks.
But it also depends on.
Go see the guys up there.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they're far, but I doubt they're that close. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Canada's huge, but there's only so many stadiums. Like they'll probably do one in Toronto. Maybe Montreal is the other one, or they'll go way west. You know, and I'm not fucking going. I'm not going into a different time zone in Canada for any reason.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When it's snowing in summer.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But it also depends on who's playing where. Like I don't want to. Like what sucks about this next World Cup is that like, you know, all the players that I really like are gonna be retired by then.
Right.
So it's like all the newer guys that I'm like still kind of starting to like. I don't love them yet. They don't like. It's weird when they're younger than you too.
Like a Mbappe or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to like somebody like that. Like as much as I like Messi or Ronaldo, Neymar or Zlatan. One, because he's younger than me, and 2, because it's just like I don't know. It's just not like this kid probably grew up watching the same guys I grew up with, and now he's here. So it's weird. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's kind of like once you start hitting 27 and you realize that all these NBA players are like 23.
Yeah. I mean,
right? Like you look up.
Did the Penn State game this weekend, and I was like, dude, I'm really older than everyone on the field.
Right? Isn't that a weird
feeling?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That is a weird feeling for sure.
Yeah, because I always remember like looking up to these basketball players when you're a kid, and then you realize that like once you're older than them, you're like, oh, these kids are kind of idiots. They just know how to put a ball in a hoop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
None of them are.
I mean, think of the one. Right, what's the one that was going to all the clubs and stuff, and a month or 2 ago, it had the
John Morant.
Yeah.
Showing guns. I mean,
yeah.
What's crazy about that kid is that he's from like.
Yeah.
Not the hood.
Yeah.
Like complete opposite.
Right, exactly.
So,
it's like, where's this coming from?
I don't know.
So, but speaking
Might
of
have to cut this one out. But.
Okay, go for it. Here we go.
You can't tell me that's not a culture thing.
Yeah, no, I'm so here's my thing with that. So I've been using Instagram Reels more.
Okay.
And just because it started out, Instagram Reels is wild. Like, I don't know if you use it at all, but I use TikTok, but Instagram Reels, it's like, it starts off with like people breaking their legs or something, and it's kind of funny. As you scroll through, it's straight up shootings, like live shootings. Again, on the topic that you're saying, and I'm not bringing race. Well, I am bringing race.
I'm bringing race into it for sure.
I don't.
It's not a negative. It's not a negative, but it's like
that we have to address.
It's something that it's not. Listen, it is what it is. What I'm saying is you cannot deny it anymore.
There's not a single video I see of a white guy doing it, and I'm just making that clear.
But it's like
going by what I see.
It's like what a perfect scenario. Like and obviously he's one guy here, so you can't justify a whole population off one guy, of course. Yeah. But you cannot deny that probably happens more frequently than we think.
Right.
If this guy, who is making millions of dollars, comes from a very nice family, was private Catholic school his whole life, is trying to relate himself to gangs now, to just kind of violence, you can't tell me that's a culture thing. Because it is.
Did you see that college recruit he's going to the NBA? I'm sorry, maybe I'm saying this wrong. He might be high school in the college or college in the NBA. He's on some
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, basically, he has a full ride scholarship or on his way to the NBA, one or the other.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, he's in an assault charge, assault with a deadly weapon. It's like
one of the Bama guys probably is.
Why did you just throw your whole life away?
Yeah,
it's insane.
I mean, that's different. You know, like a young kid making a mistake. Obviously, that's like a very big, stupid mistake.
Well, you say young kid, but Moran is only like a year older.
Right? I gotta see how old he is. You're right. I mean, he definitely was at Murray when I was in college.
Yeah, this was recent. Like this was within the week.
Yeah, but it's like I'd like to know that John Morant. How old is he? Yeah, 23. He's younger than me by a year. That's crazy.
But you think that they're so much older than you, but they're really not. They're just stars.
Yeah, but
and they look older a lot of the time.
I bet you that kid from. I'm pretty sure it's a kid from Alabama that you're talking about. I could be completely wrong, but I'd like to see that kid's background. Like, where did he come from?
Right. It's not like that.
It's not like Morant coming out of like a really nice, 2-parent household in a very wealthy area. His parents got money. Like, it's like you give them. Sorry, not them. That's fucked up. You give him a way to avoid, the biggest problem. arguably in the world, which is, certain races, have such a much harder upbringing than, someone like us.
Yeah, it's all nature versus nurture.
Exactly, and it could relate to them, making not the best of choices, but it's like sometimes that's the only choice they can make. I get it. Absolutely, I understand it. I'm
just saying, Kenny's saying this, not me.
Like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro used to make the argument where it's like, oh, I mean, if you live in the ghetto, like, don't pick up the gun. Like, it's like, no, you don't get it. That's coming from like a very fucking white person, like grew up in the suburbs kind of mindset. Sometimes I got to pick that up. Here you have a scenario where John Morant got to skip all that, and he still went to it.
I remember when I was in college, there was a kid that he grew up a hard life, and to your point, I didn't really understand that, and he would steal so many things. Like, there was this convenience store that he would steal from all the time, and it was always like little like $1 things or whatever. And I was like, dude, why don't you just buy it? Like, it's only $1. You're stealing bigger things. He said, well, this is how I survived growing up. Because I was like,
it's different,
dude.
Shit,
I never realized.
It's different, and it's not that I see anything. I mean, obviously, it's something wrong with stealing, but from that kind of upbringing, like I can see it. I get it. I get it.
Nurtured into that.
Yeah, I understand that. It's when you're not nurtured into it and you still try to do that shit, where that's what I say. That's got to be cultural. That's rap music. Thing. That's rap music influence. That's everything that they say isn't true being true right in front of your eyes.
You go from rap to country, and now you're saying.
Guess so. But I hope that doesn't come off the wrong way, because that's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying I'm not trying to say that it's a race thing. I'm saying that, we are taking culture in a direction here with things like rap music, things where it's like screaming about drugs, violence, and weapons. It's like, and you can deny that's a thing, but then when someone like Ja does that, I'm sorry, you can't deny it. You can't look at me and say it's not an influence. Like, kid comes from a nice family, like, you know what I mean.
Wait, what's his first name?
Ja, J.A.
That's it? That's his full name?
Ja Morant.
Okay.
I don't think he has anything else other than Ja. I'm pretty sure he's just Ja.
I feel like if my name was 2 letters, I'd have some problems too.
Let's see. What's his full name?
Ja Morant. Maybe it's short for Jonathan.
Tamirius Jamel Morant.
Oh, okay. So
everything says Jamal, or not Jamal, Jamel. Jamel.
They meant to say Jamal, but I guess they messed it up. It's
maybe. Who knows?
Jamel.
Who knows?
Speaking of college in Penn State, you just came back from Penn State. How was it? You gotta give me the rundown. What's it like over there? What's the frat life like? I haven't been to my.
Dude, it's funny. It really is funny. It's like, dude, 50 dudes living in a house. Like, it's funny.
So
house is a mess. There's just cans everywhere. Like, I remember going to the Pike House with Grant, and like glass is broke on the floor. Like, Mike's house is cleaner than that, but I don't know. It was just funny to see it all. Like, you walk in the bathroom and like there's no stalls in the shower. There's no stalls over the toilets. Like an
open shower.
Yeah. The upstairs one was like, Mike's had stalls. The upstairs one didn't. I was like, Mike, do you know like what they do about that? He goes, I literally have no idea what they do about that.
That's so weird.
But like, there's one brother. This kid was cracking me up. He was just like walking around shirtless and shoeless. He just had shorts on.
That's gotta be the kid that Michael tells us about.
Could be.
Michael's gotta be on here one of these days to talk about.
Dude, he just kept screaming about like how certain things weren't fraternal enough.
Yeah.
So like he's taking a shit. He leaves the stall door open. Like, bro, shut the stall. He goes, that's not fraternal. It was cracking me up.
So did you meet a lot of the guys?
Yeah, I met most of them. They're all really cool. They're all really nice. They're all super friendly. It was funny, like, not introducing myself, and they'd be like, Katucci, like, this is your brother for sure. Like, he sounds just like you. It was so funny. They had a crazy party our first night on Friday, and they had Sky Bree, that famous porn star, at their place. And so we're in this backyard at the pit.
How did you manage that? How'd they get that person?
Don't ask me. I don't fucking know. I'm, like, standing on this elevated platform with Mike 20 feet in the air on a plank of wood like that thick. And we're on it for 4 hours straight, with just people coming up, like, saying what's up. And, like, I'm obviously not out here walking around meeting, college-age kids anymore. And Mike understood that. So he was like, yeah, we would just find an elevated surface. Whoever comes up, comes up. And it worked out great. So we had the DJ booth, the pit, elevated surface that's literally, like, ridiculously high in the air. Literally the plank is not even as wide as my laptop, and Mike and I are standing on it for 4 hours. Just like, pledge, get me beer, like just bringing us alcohol, didn't have to move. Then eventually Mike falls off the thing backwards. So it's not so there's land behind it, but not, it goes land, fence.
Right. So it's elevated on the side.
No. It's elevated in the pit. It's in the pit. It's still higher than the ground above the pit, but there's a fence in between. So Mike falls back onto the ground. So it's maybe like a 4 or 5 foot fall. So it's not that bad. His phone falls out of his pocket during this. Hours go by. We realize Mike doesn't have his phone. I look down underneath the thing we were standing on, and there's a sewer grate. And there's a light. There's a light of the camera roll of when you hit this button.
Yeah.
This is there, but it's black behind it. So I'm like, dude, there's no way. So I call him, and then the phone with the camera starts ringing. I'm like, bro, that's your phone. This thing took a 20-foot fall. So then we're trying to get in the grate. We're underneath this. It's like one. I don't know if you've ever seen a frat beach chair thing.
So I actually saw the picture you posted on Snapchat, right, of the thing actually in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's underneath that.
So just like a metal grate.
Yeah. So I'm in here trying to get in it. So I cut my hand from the grate rubbing on my skin.
That was one of those things you could just lift?
Dude, there's a fucking 500-pound piece of wood platform that everyone's standing on top of it.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
You're not lifting it up. There's all this weight on it. There's people standing on this thing that is pinning this grate in the ground. No matter what, it's not coming up.
I see.
Eventually, we finally find the girl who has a small enough hand to get in there and pull it out. If not, that phone was there till tomorrow, and it poured rain that night.
Oh.
So it would have been fucked. The phone would have been destroyed. So it's funny that it worked out. Then we went to the bar. I gave Mike my ID. We went to this bar called The Basement, which is pretty fun. And I had a friend in town there. So we said what up to her. There were these girls there that were...
I'm sorry, wait, this is the next night?
No, same night.
Same night. Oh, jeez. Okay.
There were these girls at The Basement that were just being bitches.
I love them.
And they're screaming that I essentially took their spot. And it's there's plenty of room for them. Maybe they were there first. I don't care. I'm literally don't even fucking look at me. I said something so mean then. And so I go back to talking with Mike. This girl, so before this even happens, the girl yells at my friend who's there, Erin. And she's so sleepy that she's
is that the one
yeah.
that I... Oh, okay.
She's oh my God. This little bitch is yelling in her face. And she's Erin's apologizing because she's so get on one knee, kind of girl.
Oh, is she?
And I'm I see this. I'm shut your fucking mouth. I just start going off on this fucking bitch. And I'm Erin, get the fuck over here. Erin's oh, I'll give you your room. I'm oh my God, don't disrespect me by being such a fucking wimp. in front of
right.
I'm just gonna say it, a person of color who feels that they're entitled to this spot that I'm standing in.
That's what was going on.
So this girl gets the bouncer, tells the bouncer I called her the N-word.
Oh.
I'm with 3 of my black friends. The bouncer's dude, I can obviously tell that didn't happen. I can tell this girl's being a fucking cunt. Can you I get off work in 10 minutes. Can you please just move?
Yeah.
So I eventually I'm dude, I don't want to cause any problems. I can't have girls yelling at, any of my friends like this. Yeah. I go, yo, Mike, let's move. We go just literally 5 feet down. I turn to this fucking bitch and I go, I just want you to know you must be the most disgusting girl I've ever seen in my life. Disgustingly ugly girl. I said it right to her face.
I can tell this story is 100% true because I can see how angry you're
getting. Dude, I was getting furious. So we go down. So this is the way it's set up. There's this railing. I'm standing here on the railing. The 2 girls are here, and they're bitching at me in my ear. And I'm not even paying attention to them. All that shit goes down. I move down to here. There's a bar here that's a triangle shape. So I'm chilling. I got my back to the bar, talking to my friend Connor, and then Erin and Mike are over here dancing, doing their thing. I see this girl across the bar at the other part of the triangle that I briefly had met years ago, who must have been probably a sophomore when I was a senior. And I was and I know she's in Miami all the time.
Yeah.
So I was oh shit. And she recognized me. She's waving at me. She knew me, but she didn't know my name. And I knew her, and I knew her name too. So I was okay, I can go over. She's waving at me. So I walk around. I go up to her. I'm how have you been? do you remember me? She's like, I remember you. You were at that house 211. I just don't remember your name. I see your brother. Like, she knows
really?
MGK. Everyone, she was at Altoona with Mike. She knows MGK. Like, she could tell him. She just like didn't know his name, but she knew MGK. You know what I mean?
Michael, you mean?
Yeah. She knew him.
MGK.
She knew him as
Somebody
MGK because that's what we called him.
Right.
And so I'm talking with her for like 30 minutes. I'm pretty drunk, obviously. We just had this whole party at the pit where these the pledges are bringing me alcohol. Then I'm drinking at this club. And all of a sudden, after like maybe 20 minutes of me talking to this girl, I feel a drink come at me from behind. And it just splashes me a little bit. And it gets the bartender like crazy wet. I'm like, this girl I'm talking to is very attractive. I'm not trying to get with her or anything, but it's like I'm not going to like acknowledge the fact that some bitch just, and obviously it's those girls, just tried to throw a drink on me. So I just try to continue the conversation. But the bartender gets the bouncer. And the bouncer comes up to me, the same bouncer who was like asking me like, bro, like, I get off the top. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, I can't believe that they just threw it and then they quickly left. Like, I can't find them. I'm looking for them. I'm like, dude, like, literally don't even worry about it. Like, it didn't, like, she missed me. Basically, she missed me. She point blanked me and she missed. And Mike saw the whole thing from across the bar, so he's dying laughing over here. And he's fucked up, but you know, I said my goodbyes to that girl, and the bouncers, I go back over to Mike, and the bouncer comes back to me. He's like, bro, like, I can't even find her. Like, I'm looking. I'm like, dude, you said you get off in, like, a half hour, and you're still here. Like, I can only imagine how shitty your night's going. Yeah. I literally couldn't care less. Yeah. I think it's hilarious that this girl tried throwing a drink at me and missed from point blank and hit a bartender. So, and Mike's like dying. He's like, dude, I saw her miss so bad. And like, dude, drinks aren't cheap at these bars anymore. Yeah, so this girl bought her full drink and just missed. And we dip out, and I go home, and Mike and I just destroy the fucking frat house kitchen.
How so? Just fine.
Dude, like, if it's in front of me, it's getting kicked. Like, it's that simple. Like, Mike's just like, like, everything, like, trays of food just get thrown around. I'm, like, lighting cigarettes with the oven, because we don't have a light. We tried to use a lighter to get his phone out in front of the grate, and then the bitch dropped the lighter, so I didn't have a lighter anymore. So I'm using the stove and lighting them with Mike, and anything that looks at him funny is just get broken. Like, we're there at probably 3 in the morning.
Who cleans that?
Nobody. 3 in the morning, and like every 5 minutes, a new brother comes in the kitchen door from the bars. Right. They'll just punch something. Like, they'll go to bed, then another one comes in.
What people don't know is that Michael's fraternity has a lady that comes that does the cooking.
It's a dude.
It's a dude. That guy's got to be so confused.
Dude, I saw him when I was leaving this morning. I went.
What happened in here?
When I was leaving, I didn't have a lighter, so I went to light a cig before I left, and he was in there cooking. I was like, don't mind me. And I just, like, he's got like a pot of boiling water on top of it. I go,
oh my god,
it was funny.
Nightmare.
Then eventually we went to bed, and Mike's sick, of course, because every time I go to fucking visit Mike, he's always sick. So we got the tailgate for the game on Saturday morning.
I forgot this is just Friday.
Yeah.
This is the day you get there.
This is night. Yeah. I've only been there for like a couple hours. Yeah. Like as soon as I got there, what do we even do? I quickly dropped my shit off, and then we went to playing basketball in the pit immediately. And then we just started drinking.
Give me like how big is that pit? Because whenever I see pictures or
videos I can't really explain. It's big enough.
Give me yardage.
Dude,
just
I don't
like
fucking know, dude.
50 yards.
15 by 20, but it's like.
50. That's it. Wow, because the pictures make it look
yards.
so much bigger.
Yards.
Yeah, 15 by 20 yards.
It's fucking huge, dude.
15 yards. I'm trying to think of 15. That's like what? Maybe.
Dude,
that's like a quarter of our backyard.
4 of these rooms. Next to each other?
Okay, yeah, that's not that big.
That's just the pit, though. Then they have a whole backyard around it.
Oh, okay. I always thought that the pit was like the edge of where the neighbor's property was.
No.
Oh.
It's maybe 6. It's maybe 6 of these. It's probably 5 because it comes to an angle on one end. So picture 2 of these,
right? Another 2,
and then just one on the right, and that one on the right is stairs.
Gotcha.
And it's deep. It's deep in the pit.
I'm gonna move Michael out.
You'll see it.
Penn State. I do want to take a look. I'm curious on what this thing is.
Yeah. So Saturday morning, Mike and I sleep until like 1 o'clock because Mike's sick and I'm not gonna wake him up. Last time I forced Mike to go to a Penn State tailgate.
Where did you sleep?
He had a futon. I just slept in a futon. But last time I took Mike to a tailgate and forced him to come with me, he was like really, really sick, and he like passed out. Obviously, you remember that?
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna push him for this one. It's a rainy day. It's a blue and white game. Like I don't really care. Like I just kind of want to drink, and like if Mike's trying to sleep, it's fine. I'll just stay asleep. Eventually, I convince him to go to the fields, and we don't bring any alcohol. Like I chug one White Claw on the way over, and we get to the tailgate and we're like, oh well, there'll probably be alcohol. By the time we get there, it's like 1 o'clock. They're already out. I mean, these guys have been the tailgate committee. Like comes running downstairs at 5 a.m. with speakers blasting, like get the fuck up, it's time to tailgate. So Mike like locks the door. We go back to bed. So they've been there all day drinking. It's a big tailgate.
So they all end up going, right? The full house basically just.
I don't know. Most of them, I'm sure. Yeah. If you're like 21, you barely tailgate anymore. Like you just go to the bar.
Right.
But it's free booze. We get there. There's no booze. My friends are there, so one of them had a case of Michelob. So Mike and I got like 2 of them in us. And then I'm like, Mike, dude, we still haven't eaten. Oh, yeah, so yesterday I had a steak sandwich with you.
That was it?
That was it. Then the next day I have...
Dear God, man. How do you live?
The next day I get Panda with Mike after the tailgate. And we go back to Mike's, and I'm like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to try and go back to the tailgate? Do you want to just, like, drink around the house? He's like, bro, honestly, I got to go to bed. So Mike and I get Panda, and we take a nap till midnight. Midnight comes around. I'm like, Mike, we can go to the bars. We can do whatever. He's like, dude, like, I don't feel well. Like, maybe we just hang out around the house. I was like, all right, let's just walk downtown. We get Raising Cane's, eat some food. Then we go back to the house, and there's, like, some of the brothers had a fire out back. So we just kind of chilled with them around the fire. I had a couple beers. And then because Mike and I took that nap, like, we didn't fall asleep until around 5 a.m. And at 5 a.m., the brothers had to wake up to go clean Penn State's football stadium for money.
Right.
So they're blasting music again. Like right when I'm like finally falling asleep, they kick down Mike's door. Katucci, get up! Like we gotta go clean the stadium. I'm like, he's gotta take me to the airport. Like don't even trip.
He's gotta take me to the airport.
Yeah, like Mike came up with some excuse that he texted them, but like not all the brothers knew that Mike was excused out of it. So Mike quickly got up. He was like, I'm just gonna go take a shit and then come back and lock the door. So they see that I'm up, but then I'm not gonna go. So we did that. Then we wound up waking up at like 11, maybe 12. I don't even remember what time I wound up waking up. Went to go get a burrito with him and then packed the car and left. So if he was healthy, we could have had a lot more fun on Saturday. But I'm not complaining. You know, I had a good time Friday. Yeah. So I saw my friend who was the only friend I had there. Like nobody else from my graduating class.
Is Johnny still up there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Johnny's in Cape May.
Oh, right.
Would have been cool for him to come up. But like nobody. I drove past my old house, the 211 house. Just to see what was up there.
How far is that from Mike?
Not that far. I don't know how to explain it because you don't really like know that area.
Well, just give me minutes.
Driving,
yeah,
3 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Walking though, it's like uphill. It's probably like 30 minutes walking, maybe less.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So I just drove past the house, got Mike some medicine, and then booked it home.
Right. So that was this morning. Wow.
Yeah.
So what's the next plan for the trip? Like, what was anything coming up?
I don't know. Matt and I have to go to Netherlands soon for like 3 weeks to do an acid plant.
Jesus, 3 weeks.
And then we got to go to Indonesia at some point to do an acid plant. Thing is like we got to take season into consideration with that, because if it's hot, like we cannot do any work in a full hazmat suit.
I can tell you that. So I got the deets on Indonesia.
I mean, it's a quick Google search, but it's like I'm not trying to. And Matt gets it. Like,
well, if you need a hotel to stay in, I'll be fine. I got the squat.
It's all paid for by the company, so it's just more of like, can I section out a month of my life to not be in Miami and working? We'll see. I'd like to go. I'd like the money from doing it. I'm sure it'll be good pay.
Yeah.
But I don't know what my actual job needs me to do during that time, or if they'll let me go.
I think it's gonna end up I think summer's gonna shoot up quite a bit, I think.
I doubt it. I've been hearing that for months. But we'll see. I hope it does. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, based on what we're working on now, it's like...
Yeah, you'll have to let me know how North Carolina goes. I'll be honest, I don't think North Carolina is going to be any eventful for you.
No, but I get to see our aunt and uncle, so I want to see the new house.
I think that's the only good part of this. We just have to put it together.
Well, it's kind of like a fun for Grandma, because we need Grandma to do some stuff and have a reason to be down there.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what the hell is going to go on in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think it's just something to have. So, yeah. But other than that, I don't think I'm traveling at all. I mean, we have to make another trip to Dubai over the summer, I think, which is going to be rough.
It's not rough. It's just we just can't be fucking stupid about it.
Yeah. You can't be doing the tickets on the way.
Can't be doing tickets on the way. You can't get you can't buy one airline's tickets with a different airline. Like, you're
Right.
just asking for an issue. Like, it's, I don't know. I like it when they send it to me and I just gotta do it.
Yeah.
That way, it's
Yeah,
not a
I'm with
problem.
you.
Yeah.
Just get that all set ahead of time.
We
You
booked the
never
hotel when we landed. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's nuts. So,
yeah. It was fun though. I mean, we got done what we needed to do, and it really wasn't that bad. It was just like a few really unfortunate events. But ever since then, even right before that with the Cali trip, I've just had really bad flying luck. Everything's getting delayed.
well, it's good to know for like when there is an emergency, you don't like panic. Like I feel like for me,
Yeah.
like I'm definitely a panicker. I hate fucking.
I was close to freaking the fuck out in Cali because I told that story.
Yeah.
I was a vegetable in the Dallas airport. I was like
Yeah.
2 brain cells.
Your vegetative state.
And I
I've
didn't
only seen
have a
couple
boarding
passes.
pass. Like, I was gonna get stuck in Dallas, and like my hands, when I get really stressed, my hands turn purple, like dots.
Really?
And it was happening, and I called mom and I was like, "Listen, mom, I'm trapped in Dallas right now,
Losing my mind.
losing my mind. So I had to call you. This is what I'm gonna do to get out of this. Goodbye." She keeps trying to talk to me. I'm like, "Mom." And like, dude, I'm on the phone with mom on this line, and this dude is like screaming Spanish on the phone behind me.
Right.
And I'm like, "Sorry, mom, I can't hear you." This fucking guy is screaming Spanish in my ear. Like, she's like, "Kenny, calm down."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Don't worry, mom. I just had to tell you this is my game plan." So I had to get that done. So
Right.
that was like the closest I've been in a while to losing my mind. So that's good that I got that one out of the way, because when we were trapped in Dubai, didn't bother me. I mean, I just
It's definitely better when you have someone with you, like with our boss.
That's true.
I
That's
trust
true.
where we are, but
Yeah.
flying by myself, I
mean, he doesn't make it any less stressful, to be honest.
yeah, but at least you're stressed with someone. You know?
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing that on your own.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the Nashville was on my own.
yeah.
Where was it? When I went to Europe, I got delayed. I was supposed to go to DC, and they delayed me, and so I was gonna miss my layover in DC to Europe. So I was like, "Fuck, I gotta find a new flight." That's the craziest part. When I know I'm fucked, and I quickly find another flight, that's when I'm like, yeah. Like when I know, like, if I don't execute here, I can't go on this trip, and I quickly snipe another flight. That's always good. Like, one time Matt and I were late to our flights to, I don't remember where, but we like didn't process that it was like literally boarding like when we got there. And so we quickly online just changed flights to a different one an hour later, and it's like convenient like that. Like, that one worked out really well. But like a full trip to Europe, having to get changed around, that was challenging. But I just like first try got it done, so that was a good feeling.
Yeah.
I would have missed my whole Europe trip. I would have
It
been
is nice when it works out like that, but
Yeah.
you're kind of playing odds there, though.
Yeah.
That's
no,
not a fun.
it gets close sometimes. It gets
Yeah.
really close. I mean, they didn't even check my passport on the way to Europe. How weird is that?
Yeah, they
They didn't check my
care.
ticket or my passport. I could have been anyone, and they just let me on that flight.
Huh?
They're
That
like,
is interesting.
it was weird. It was really weird. Out of Chicago, out of O'Hare.
I just did my TSA pre.
Yeah, I
with,
gotta do that.
Mom, dude, I had to get a new. I have to do my
Your passport? You're telling me, brother. They're about to cut my hand off in Dubai because they thought I was fucking.
That's
They thought I
right.
was somebody else,
Yeah.
screaming at me in scribble language,
Mine
speaking
looks
Arabic at me.
Horrible. Mine doesn't even like. The only thing I have going for me is that I'm blonde. That's it.
Yeah,
Everything
dude,
else is
what
like.
suck. I mean, I have my long hair in mine, so it's like, and I have no beard,
You're a
obviously.
borderline terrorist.
Yeah, they the thing is, like, you lose your passport for like 3 months.
Yeah.
waiting on them to do it.
That's what I forgot.
And
so,
I'm somewhere new every other week, so
for
it's
our
like,
viewers that don't know that, so when you get a new passport, you literally don't like the one that you have.
I forget the
doesn't
word. You gotta
work anymore.
relinquish your passport to
Yeah.
them or something like that. I forget the term.
So you can't travel for 3 months.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like us,
Out
who
of
travels
country.
a lot, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't travel out of the country.
Yeah,
So if you work a lot and you're traveling a lot,
as we do.
yeah,
Like,
it's not fun.
so I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I'm hoping there's a way to just get a new photo on your passport. So even though
we
mine
asked about
expires-
that, you can do it, but you still have to go through the 3-month process. It really doesn't matter.
Then there's no point.
Yeah,
Like, I might just keep winging it then until 2025 when I genuinely have to.
yeah. That's. I haven't even used mine, but again, mine you could still tell it to me. It's
Yeah.
just like
It just sucks. I don't know what they do. Like, I don't want to lose all my stamps in mine. Like, I got some cool stamps in there.
I think you keep all that. I think you. Keep
How does
all
that make sense,
but-
though? There's
Because
no-
it's still you. You're just updating all the actual information. You don't update the
there's a new,
stickers and stuff.
No, you get a new book. They give you a new book.
Oh, I have to ask Mom that one. I didn't know that.
I gotta believe they do. They have, like, I don't get it. Like, it's, you can't just edit a piece of paper.
Right, I think it's really just I think they transfer everything over. That's why they take it from you for 3 months.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Could be right. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'll have to do that at some point.
We still have to do our freaking Abu Dhabi stuff too, which I was just talking to Uncle about. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna let him handle that until he tells me to sign something.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all gonna have to go to like New York City one of these days.
That's fine. I'm hoping we do it this week. I'm literally trying to. I'm gonna stay this week as long as I can, in the hopes that I see the boss in the next 3 days. Just like hear what's going on, and then go back to Miami. Because you're head out Thursday, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it. So Wednesday maybe he'll come, or
Exactly.
I mean, you can text him. But
Yeah.
I mean, we can always set it up.
Yeah. I probably will do that tonight. I'll just be like in town till Thursday. If you need me to come anywhere with you, let me know.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I don't really want to go to North Carolina. I will if he wants me to go, but I don't think I'm needed at it, so I'm not gonna go.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is probably nice just to see your
Yeah.
aunt and uncle because we're not going to see them for a while.
What sucks, as of right now,
Yeah.
is that my streak of going to a new city every single month ended this month in April.
Okay.
I was supposed to go to Atlanta this week with Matt, but with work and with Penn State, I was like, let me,
Wait, but why do you need the streak? Just to have it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like pretty impressive. It's been 10 months of a new city every month.
Yeah, but you don't get anything for that.
No,
just
but it's like
who cares?
I mean, I got a streak
like-
going. You don't want to end it.
That's like a Snapchat streak.
And, yeah. Anyone can have a Snapchat streak. Not everyone can say they've been to a new city every
I
month.
think the priorities are a little.
No.
Like it doesn't. You don't get it. It's not like you get extra points.
Doesn't matter. Not everyone can say they did it, and that's important to me.
But you can also.
Bro, my cat has been to more cities than most people.
Yeah, but it's like.
My cat has been on more flights than most people.
But what I don't understand is what you're trying to prove.
It's not proving anything. It's just this,
Right, it's like-
I'm just saying, like, my life's different, Not everyone can do, like,
Yeah, but-
everyone says they want to travel the world.
But
Well,
how
I'm
do you know
fucking out
people-
here traveling the
Well,
world.
then how do people know that you're not making it up?
I don't give a fuck if they think I'm making it up. I know it's real.
Okay, but it's like, what's the point?
There's
You don't get anything for it.
It's not that I'm gaining anything. It's that other people don't have it.
That's like me saying, man, I've gotten to the highest rank in Fortnite. No one's going to give a shit. Right? You see what I'm saying? There's no benefits to it. Unless you're getting travel points for it.
I definitely am getting travel points, obviously. But I'm saying, like, a lot of people want to travel the world.
That's
and
true.
they can't travel the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I can't travel the world, and I am doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on my 40, when I fly back to Miami, it'll be my 43rd flight of 2023 alone.
It'll be my 43rd flight of 2023.
And I'm trying to get 100 in 2023.
Yeah, I think you're going to hit that.
If I keep up the pace, yeah. But as of right now, my streak is going to end of April of me not finding a new city to go to, unless I go to North Carolina with you guys. So maybe.
Okay, I mean, you could just ask.
Haven't been to North Carolina before.
Ask Uncle if you want. If you can
Only
come.
driven through it. Yeah, Atlanta would have been cool. But my friend who's in Atlanta just moved to D.C. and she wound up being at Penn State this weekend anyway. So
Well, also, it might be easier if you pack your stuff, unless you have a lot. Your stuff, go from North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't have any nice clothes, though. I don't have any suits or anything. I don't know if I didn't pack any of that shit.
I don't think we're going to have to, just because we're literally setting up the new office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also don't wear shorts around him. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, that's right.
I don't need him knowing I have any tattoos. Not that I think he'd care, but it's just like one little thing that I don't need him to know.
No, yeah.
Just he doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, I just only wear pants because my calves are just so huge.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, my calves are just
Speaking of that, I have to fucking weight cut when I get back to Miami, and I'm gonna do it. It doesn't concern me. Like, getting started again is always the hard part, obviously. But once I get the ball rolling, I'll be fine. Yeah. It's just going to be back to dieting and back to cardio, which sucks.
Ew, dude. Who does cardio?
People who don't want to be fucking fat. Like, I'm huge right now. I was like 171. Maintained that for a month and a half. Just trying to gain as much muscle as I could. Then I started the cut. I got to 158. Then I went to Arizona and put on like 8 pounds. Fucking just eating whatever with Matt. And now I'm like, dude, it's almost summer. Like, I got to cut. So I'm going to do carnivore probably, which is going to be expensive, but I've never done it, so I'm going to give it a try.
You don't even have to do meats.
I'm not doing it.
It'll suck, but...
Dude, like, you know me. I'll put up with anything food-wise. Like, I will fucking eat it for the diet. I cannot do a full day of just eggs. I could not do a month of just eggs. There's no way.
Oh, you lose so much weight, though.
You probably would, but it's like, dude, I think, like, if I don't have eggs with toast, it's hard for me.
Really?
Yeah, like the best part of my day is when I make my eggs and toast. Because I put 4 eggs.
Instead of toast, why don't you do like a wrap, like a breakfast burrito?
Because it's so carbs.
Well, if you find a low carb wrap.
I'm not going low carb. I'm going no carb. There's no carnivore. What do you think is in a carnivore diet?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
maybe I will add a fucking stick of broccoli. Like,
okay, so you're going hardcore,
dude. Yeah, I gotta see what it does.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do eggs in the morning, maybe bacon, maybe sausage.
Just so you know, your shits are gonna be liquid.
So it's like the first week. Apparently, they're like black as night.
Yeah, because your body's clean.
Yeah, your body's like, what the hell?
But no, it's a couple weeks. You're gonna be like that. Like it's all liquid.
Yeah. I mean, you're essentially putting yourself through ketosis.
Yeah,
is what it is.
You're shocking the body.
Yeah, so you go through keto flu, and then on top of that, which I don't get keto flu.
I don't either.
But then on top of that, and I can also get into ketosis really quick compared to most people.
Takes me about 3 days.
3 days? I think I was like 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget. I haven't done keto in a while.
I always do Ketober. I was like 20 pounds in October.
Dude, but like you can't do that shit for a month. You don't get the results you want in a month.
Well, the problem with keto, and I always say this to people because I've done it like 8 times now. The problem with keto is once you train your body to not have carbs and like feed off of not having carbs,
glucose.
Once you start introducing carbs again, the brain, because it craves sugar and carbohydrates, it goes, let's just keep going. That's why everyone puts on the weight right back. Afterwards.
Yeah, that's why you can't only do keto for a month. You gotta do keto for 3 months so that when you go through that readjust period that you're just talking about right there, it's not as bad.
Yeah,
because your body does put the weight back on.
The other problem with keto is some people genetically, their organs start to harden.
Yeah, that's if you get too deep in it. Yeah. That's what happened to Kernan when he did it.
Some people, there have been cases of people.
Not only that, like sometimes they have really bad constipation issues too. Yeah. And I could only imagine being in hell through keto and mixing in constipation
like,
on top of that.
Why can't I shit?
Screw that. I'm hoping to get some blood work done tomorrow. Maybe I'm gonna try and hormones and lipids. Just see what I've got going on.
Yeah.
Just with all the shit I've taken the past year, yeah. I'd like to see. Did I fuck anything up?
Yeah, make sure your levels are good.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they are personally, and I think they might prescribe me some nice shit too, which is good.
Well, my friend at the gym, he was a big steroid user, like he was in the military and everything, and because of that, his testosterone just went to zero. Yeah. So he had no testosterone. I just put him on TRT. It was the first time I saw him in probably like a month or two. Dude, he looked like not even jacked yet, but like. His beard came back like dark.
So that's the thing. That's what I noticed. So I was on some stuff recently. Doesn't matter what it is. But I noticed that my beard didn't, like I just had the full shave last week for work. It didn't come back as thick and as quickly.
Right.
So I know something's up.
Yeah. So, it could be diet based on your diet because you've been eating like crap the last couple months.
Maybe. But I definitely want to get this blood work done.
Diet's definitely a factor.
Check my hormones, check my lipids, and then see if they'll prescribe anything. I don't know how that works.
Well, I was just telling someone.
I know you can send your blood work into certain places, which is what I will likely do. But I don't know. Is that covered by insurance?
The More Plates More
Dates guy? Yeah. I know his site.
Merricat.
Yeah. You can send your blood in there.
Yeah.
I sent my blood work in one time. I did just a testosterone test, and I was gonna send it to him and see if I could get anything, but my testosterone levels were like slightly above average.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's annoying. Now I'm going to do it and see where they're at.
Well, Merricat would still give it to you.
I mean, yeah, but it wouldn't be a medical thing. Like I don't think they give it to you like that if you're like good on tests. Like you got.
I always thought the More Plates More Dates guy would give it to you.
I don't know. I think it's an illegal medicine to prescribe.
Yeah.
Unless you need it.
Yeah, there's some things to that. I don't know how that works, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll let you know in a couple of weeks, honestly. Yeah. But I think that my test should be extremely suppressed right now.
Well, Dad wanted to give it a shot because Dad wanted to get Dad's tested.
Yeah. So. I don't know. My body doesn't react well to any supplement I've ever taken. So I don't see a point to taking anything anymore.
Well, yeah, you might as well just take testosterone.
Not even. I don't even think I'll react well to it. The thing is, I think that I might have fucked my body up to where I should take the testosterone just to get back to normal.
I see.
And then go through life.
Testosterone's not really a supplement because it's already in your body.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But if you take something that stops your body from producing it.
That's different, yeah.
Which I, have done. And my beard is coming back slower. It's like, okay, let's see what's going on here and then decide. Because even if he prescribes me TRT for bodybuilding reasons, I wouldn't take it. But to fix my hormones back to normal, absolutely I would. Yeah. I just even if I did take it for building muscle, I don't think my body would build muscle with it. Because naturally I had very high test. I was like 750. What is it? Milliliters per deciliter. I forget,
It's at
microliters.
1200. So 1200 is like the highest.
Yeah, like 500 is like average right now.
So you're
and I was like 750. I was like 6 and change on the first one, and then 750 on the other one. So I'm somewhere in that range. But I don't feel that I gain muscle that well. And I diet hard. I train very fucking hard, and I always go up in weight. I haven't plateaued, but aesthetically, I feel like I've always been the same. So I think that I got to try something different, which I'm going to see how I look after this cut. I'm going to get to like 155 again, see how I look, possibly go lower, and then decide, am I going to take any somethings,
Yeah.
Am I going to put something in my glute?
Pull a Mike O'Hearn.
Yeah, we'll see. I might do it, but I don't think my body would react well to it because I've always had high test. What I think my issue is, I think I have a very slow metabolism. Is what I think my problem is.
That's what I tell myself.
But it's like I don't know. I've eaten very clean for months straight, and yes, I get good results, but I don't get as good of results that I feel I should be getting for someone eating as clean as I do.
Well, that would mean that your workouts probably aren't as intense as you think they are, right? Because
Bro,
you wouldn't be building.
I'm doing strength training workouts, and I'm going up in weight very quickly.
Well, strength training doesn't necessarily equate to bigger muscles.
No, I agree. But it's like I know dudes who bench 225 that have a way bigger chest than me who can also bench 225. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, here's what I would recommend then. From my friend tells me this, and he was a former Olympian. Instead of working on the strength, if you want to build size and like muscle, just do less weight, more reps.
That's the cut.
Yeah, but it still works the same in the sense of building.
We'll see. I mean, I am gonna change up my workout plan. I'm gonna build something on the flight over, but I don't know, dude. Like, I was doing 90 dumbbell bench, and like there are jacked guys in my gym that can't do 90.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why is my chest so small? And like,
that's just genetics,
dude. Like, I mean, I'm curling. When I was taking some shit, I was curling 50-pound dumbbells, concentration curl in between my legs. And guys were like, what the fuck? And even I did this like right when I got back from Europe. So I just took 2 weeks off from the gym too. And I'm ripping 50 dumbbells, concentration curl. And I was like, holy shit, I can do this? But like, I'm looking at my arm, I'm like, well, my arm ain't that big. My real problem is aesthetically, my body holds fat at my lats, my gut, obviously, my love handles, and my lower back.
Yeah, that's same for me. I don't know if that's average or that's just genetics.
But it's like for that reason, like right here in my lat and like my kind of shoulder tricep area, like I have no definition in my arms for a guy who can, shoulder press 150, military press 150, who can pretty easily do 30 on flies, who can overhead tricep press 100 pounds with 2 arms, who can curl 50 pounds. Like, I feel like I should see some more shit out of my arms. But what I think it is just like my body's just storing all the fat like right here. So I gotta see what happens after a nice weight cut.
Well,
how will I look?
You also do kind of like HIIT training in the sense of you don't take breaks at all in between sets.
Not really.
Yeah.
No. I'm always
see. This is why I think strength wise, I think you need longer breaks so you can do more weight.
Dude, no, doing the more weight isn't the problem. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm literally gaining 5 pounds on everything.
Right.
Almost weekly. Like, bro, when I started this shit, I was like, dude, doing 50 dumbbells was like impressive for me on dumbbell flat bench. I'm doing 90s for reps now.
Yeah.
It ain't been that long. That's like 40 pounds, technically 80 pounds.
Right.
In, 3 months.
Right, but what I'm saying is, let's say you're doing 90s now, but you're doing kind of like that fast where you only do 30 seconds in between. If you're not growing from, like, if you're like, why am I not growing, and we don't know the answer, you try taking it the other way by taking longer breaks and going heavier, and maybe you'll develop more. See what I'm saying?
I got, like, pushing myself weight-wise hasn't been the issue, in my opinion.
But not pushing yourself weight-wise would be not hard work. Like, by the end, you shouldn't be able to get full sets.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm doing more weight. Like, I'm getting stronger every time I go in the gym.
Right.
I'm just not gaining muscle. I'm just not seeing the muscle. That's all. I'm getting stronger 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely getting stronger. doing weights I didn't even think I could do. I hit a 405 deadlift. I didn't hear in Jersey. I was like, shit, I didn't know I could do that. I can't squat 315 yet.
Well, I'm just saying I saw that video and no one could see the plate, so I'm just saying.
I have other angles. But yeah, that was challenging too, but like it kind of went up pretty easy, honestly. Yeah. And that was my second. That video I showed you was like the second time me doing it. That was my second rep.
It's borderline sumo too.
No, it wasn't. I should have done sumo. But if I can get this 315 squat down, then I'll be really impressed. Because my legs are so small, but they're so strong.
Belt squat.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. Where'd they put it?
It's you'll see. They changed a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So,
yeah, we'll see. I'll be there tomorrow morning. If I get a good night's sleep tonight, I gotta use a shit ton of melatonin and try to sleep. Then I'm mixing cardio too. I'll probably run tomorrow. Because as soon as I just get 1 week of it back in routine, I'll be fine. Then I'll be doing it every day. Then you get in that weird mindset where you're like,
wait, are you doing cardio while you're trying to build muscle though?
Not right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing both.
I just told you I'm about to cut, so I'm going to be running. No, I haven't ran in like fucking the whole winter.
That makes sense then. Yeah, then I don't know why you wouldn't be getting muscle.
Yeah, I'm getting bigger. I'm getting heavier. I was doing calories to maintain 170, and I was getting stronger at 170. Now we just start to cut. Now we just get lower. Yeah. See if I can get to 150. If I like 150, if I like how I look, I'll stay there. If not, I'll get lower.
I was telling Dad, we did Brett, the Olympian guy, wanted me to do the well, I don't know what that leg press is called, but it's the one that you're kind of angled down and you're kind of pushing upwards.
Mm-hmm. That's
and I've never done that one before. So Brett was like, let's start at 315. I was like, okay, like thinking it would be heavy. 315 was easy.
I don't get that. That machine's a joke.
I got up to 850 for 10 reps, and I was like, I can keep going.
I do 5 plates and a 25 on that one for reps.
Yeah. So we got...
And that's but like some people don't bring that shit, their knees, like my knees go past my armpits when I do it. Like I get fucking...
Oh, really? So we did 10 plates each side. Mm-hmm. And my knees only came to here because I didn't realize that...
Yeah, I bring them out.
Really?
You gotta dude, if something is easy for you in the gym, 2 things. 1, you're really strong.
Well, it hurt my
2,
back.
You're doing it fucking wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just went by what Brett did.
Mentally, think about like somebody swinging their back doing a curl. Like obviously they're putting up more weight, but they're doing it fucking wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if
I didn't know where to put my feet on. I've never done that before.
But it's like just like mentally. If you're just like this is a shot at sumo kids too. If it's if you can do it sumo but you can't do it regular, maybe it's because sumo isn't real. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say that like a 750-pound sumo is more impressive than a 315.
No, it's not.
Dude, really? You don't think so?
There's a reason.
Sumo's still hard.
There's a reason that only powerlifters do it because they made it up themselves. Like it's bullshit. Sumo is literally bullshit. You can't.
No, you're right.
You can't take away like the majority of the range of motion, the majority of the difficulty. Like I've seen dudes sumo with their legs so fucking wide that the bar goes up an inch. Like, bro, I can move.
Yeah, that's.
Do you know how much kind of weight I can move an inch? Like.
No, yeah, that's true.
Like, it's not impressive.
Well, what's more impressive to you then? A 225 squat or a 700-pound hack squat?
How big's the dude?
Same person. We'll just say this guy's doing 225 squat, but a 750-pound hack, which is, astronomical. But
that's retarded. Like, it's not even.
It's not realistic, but like you would say that the hack's probably more impressive than a 215 or 315.
I mean, but I don't think a hack squat's like that easier of an exercise.
It's
like
not
a hack squat's.
But that's what I mean. But a sumo squat sumo deadlift to me is still like I never sumo, but I would still think that a 700 or 800-pound sumo deadlift is better than a 315 regular. Like I'd be more impressed by the.
Well, what does that 715-pound guy do with a regular? Like what do you think his regular deadlift would be?
Regular deadlift would probably be for 700 or 800 pounds, probably 405.
Isn't that like a crazy difference in number? But you're right.
That's double.
I agree. I agree. I bet you it's like half his weight.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, with that mindset, then I guess with my 405 deadlift, I could do a 705.
Well, we'd only know if you tested it, right?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna fucking do sumo. So and the same reason I'm not doing sumo is the same reason he's not doing it regular. You know, he knows he can do more weight with his way, so he doesn't want to do it.
Right.
You know, I mean,
sumo just activates the glutes more. That's really
sumo's just cheating, dude. I bet you C-Bum. I feel like I saw this recently.
Yeah, he thinks sumo's stupid as fuck,
dude.
And no, he's right, but.
Sumo is the definition of ego lifting, is what it is. It's ego lifting.
Well,
because you never see them sumoing for reps. Like they're sumoing a max.
That is true, but
you know what I
I
mean?
do think people will deadlift like what's it called? Why can't I not think
A
of
max?
Yeah, what's a standard deadlift? What not sumo, but conventional. Jeez,
Oh, conventional.
I struggled.
I mean, it's just deadlift to me because sumo's so not in the picture.
Right. But conventional, you'll still do max. You'll still max out on that.
Yeah, but that makes sense because you're doing an exercise with proper form to see what your max is. You know what I mean? Versus sumo is like, let me cheat and try to see what my max is. It's like, why fucking waste your breath?
Then would you consider when people bench press with the
Okay, prime example before you say this, because I think I know where you're going. When they wrap the fucking rubber bands around it, or they put the rubber band around their chest.
Yeah, that one.
What the fuck is that? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
That's called a
You are
slingshot.
But you're literally helping yourself push up. That's not legit.
Well, the idea is you're supposed to be, and I think this is the same argument for sumo. You're building. So they say that they're
building the down force.
You're
building supporting it down,
so that when you do it without the slingshot, you can do more weight.
I get it.
It's like a training.
But if I see you bench 405 with the slingshot on, congrats. Don't say you bench 405.
Right, that's true.
You don't bench 405. Like, if you need a slingshot to do it.
Right, you can't go around sumo deadlifting 750 and saying you deadlift 750.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
But it's still impressive.
I don't know. Is it? Is it impressive?
Well, you're still getting the weight up.
Is it impressive? Let me fucking get a pulley out and wrap it to the bar and then pull it when I bench. Technically, I'm getting the weight up. Like, no, you can't. Like, bro, wrist straps are one thing, wrist support so that your shit don't break when you're doing it. This chest thing is literally so it can spring it up. You are adding an effect to the exercise that shouldn't be there.
Some people don't even consider wrist straps legitimate.
I mean, I don't even use them. I'm not putting up crazy weight though. I can only imagine what it feels like on your wrist when you have a ton of weight.
I just like having the support. I don't.
No, I get it.
I don't risk it.
I don't.
Hey, I'm not competing. So
but my argument there is, the wrist. Let's say I'm benching with wrist straps. My wrists aren't even part of a bench. Bench is for my pecs and shoulders a little bit.
See, I don't. My thing with wrist straps is it's just keeping you. It's kind of like people squat with the
But hear me out.
wraps.
It has nothing to do with the exercise.
Yeah.
Like, you're not hitting your wrist muscle when you're benching.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I have a slingshot on my chest on an exercise that's meant for my chest, I'm cheating.
Right.
Right. That's
or you're
still
trying
stupid.
to get better.
A proper deadlift is the same exact motion as a squat, just the weight is low.
Yeah.
Proper form. There is no sumo squat. You know what I mean? You can sumo deadlift, but there's no sumo squat.
Well, I guess it would just be like a wide squat, right?
I would argue.
I don't know how you would.
I would argue that a wide squat is harder than a normal.
Well,
squat.
yeah, because when you hack squat, you're supposed to have your feet.
Yeah, I go far.
Out
I go far with them. Yeah, but my squat's weird because I always caught myself shifting my center to the right, like putting all my weight over my right foot on my squat. So I've been trying to work on that, but I've just been this last month because I was barely going to the gym with all the traveling. I was just doing leg days where like 135 for like 10 sets of 20. Like I was just going crazy.
Right, because that's all you can do.
Yeah, because it's like I'm not gonna push 315 when I haven't squatted.
Do you wear a belt while you squat though?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't think I need it anymore.
Well, you just do it for safety.
It's like, dude, the amount of times we pulled our backs when we were kids, and with Dad's back being terrible, obviously that shit's genetic.
I wear my belt with everything.
I do it every day. Do I do it every day? Yeah, I do wear it every day. I just put it on, dude. It's like half the time I'm not doing anything back related, but it's like I pull my back when I'm not working out. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
like I'm walking. Yeah, I
I
walk and I pull my back. If it didn't look weird under a button down, I would wear my weight belt to work.
I've been wearing it on the elliptical because like I don't know what it is, just that movement of being hunched over. But
if I bend forward,
I do barely do.
If I bend forward too quickly to pick something up, my back's gone, and it's not.
Yeah, I've done it tying my shoes.
It's not like I pulled my back. No, my eyesight goes black. At first I see stars. My eyesight goes black. I'm about to pass out.
Oh really? I don't get that.
Dude, that's how bad mine gets, dude. I'm like fucking about to. The one time I pulled it up here, I was about to go down the stairs.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
And I had a flight the next day, so I had to walk an airport. I pull my back, and I almost fucking eat shit down the whole flight of stairs because I have no vision. Like my eyesight goes black. I'm in pain back here, and I'm bent down. I had to like hit a Tim Tebow and then get up.
Do you ever shrug and almost lose consciousness? I get that a lot.
No, I do pass out on my squats a lot. Like I've been battling this 315 for so long now. and it kind of sucks. I just took a month off the gym because I know I'm gonna have to restart. That like almost every time I tried it, I just
when I
faint.
shrug, I'm always I squeeze and I lose all circulation to my brain. So I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't really shrug honestly. I do like when I deadlift, I just try to get it up. You know, like I just try to do a little extra at the top.
I've never gotten to the point where I'm like passing out on a deadlift.
Yeah, I haven't fainted on a deadlift. Yeah, no, I don't think I have.
I've gotten bloody noses from deadlifting.
Yeah, me too. I just get the squats are the only thing I really.
I used to hang out with. Did I ever tell you the steroid story in college? So I went to a gym with these guys over 4 years because I was getting sick of the school gym because at that point it wasn't done yet. So I was going with these guys, and that was back when I really started working out. And these guys, for like the 4 years I was in college, they were always stronger than me, and I would try and keep up. So we deadlift. They would have these bloody noses. I would get the bloody noses from basically just forcing it. And then they would throw up in buckets from all the deadlifting. And then my senior year, right, I go back to this gym. I go there probably twice a week, and the school 3 times a week. So one guy takes out a needle. And I was like, what is that? I didn't know you had diabetes. He's like, what? He's like, no, I take steroids. I was like, how long have you guys been taking steroids for? And they're like, for like 5 years. I was like, wait, you guys have been taking steroids this whole time?
Yeah.
And I've been doing nothing and keeping up?
I mean, at this point, you can kind of like look at someone and tell if they're on roids.
Yeah, back then I didn't really understand.
Like,
now I know.
Yeah. No one's really got that good of genetics anymore.
Yeah.
Like, too much processed foods are in this world for you to
No, that's a very good point, yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, dude, Liver King was the biggest joke.
Yeah, that's why no one was really surprised when he came out.
I don't know. I think a lot of people really believe that guy was natty.
This is what I said. Matt Sprague gives me shit about this all the time. What I said, to clarify, because Matt brings it up all the time, I said, have we ever really seen any studies of people that eat like him? And what I mean by that is, look, if you look at his diet,
it was carnivore.
It was literally just raw meat all the time to the highest level.
I get it.
But it was obvious. I was like, of course he's on steroids.
I still don't even believe that all of his muscles are real, too. On top of that,
I do believe. I mean, he's in good shape.
He is in good shape, but like there is like I saw like this one podcast breakdown of his where they're like, this dude is sitting in the seat for 2 hours and his abs don't move once.
I mean, I don't know. I think everything about him's real except for the fact that he took steroids. I don't think he did any like muscle.
I mean, he was on some other shit too, but I don't know. Just the fact that anyone thought that guy was legit. Like, I don't know. I took one look at that guy. It's like, what's his name, O'Hearn, who says he doesn't take roids still.
Michael O'Hearn's an interesting one.
It's like, dude, who are you trying to fool, though? It's like, I don't know, C-bums coming out.
I like to think that Michael O'Hearn is like the 0.0001%.
No, nobody's the 0.001% unless they have like Viking genetics, like those guys. And even those guys are on some shit. But it's like, I don't know. You can't have that physique anymore. It's not possible.
It's not
naturally.
The way
possible.
you know is people who do it year round. You can't be like that year round. Your body's gonna start shutting down.
Yeah, people do blast and cruise. It's called, and it's like
exactly.
It's not good.
So when you see like the Marvel hero guys, like they don't look like that year round. Dude,
what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh God, for the MMA one.
He's not good.
No,
he's lucky they don't got a fake USADA. He'd be fucked. I mean, going on with Connor too. So Connor's scenario, he's got this fight coming up with Michael Chandler.
Right.
I forget when. They said he only has to do 6 months of USADA.
I know.
That's Dana White privilege right there. It's like, I think you gotta do a whole year. Usually, you gotta be clean. You gotta be clean a year.
I don't know what it is.
I think it is a year. But dude, they're like, yeah, Connor 6 months. So you got in. Take a guess what weight class you're doing that is. Any weight Connor fucking wants. Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck, Michael Chandler. If Connor wants to do that 145, get to 145.
It'll be a good fight and a good payday.
No, it's gonna be good because Michael Chandler. Oh my God, did I sent Michael the funniest video? I sent it a while ago, but if I can find this right now,
all I know is I don't know when that fight's gonna be, but man, the fight world right now is a little weird because the UFC just bought out the WWE, so now we're gonna start seeing crossovers. Yeah. I bet.
So here we go.
So this video was captioned Michael Chandler going into the second round.
Here, do it for the camera.
So here we go. I'm about to make myself retarded.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Michael Chandler going into the second round.
Yeah,
that was cracking. I said that to Mike. So because basically all that fight's good, it's perfect for Connor. Michael Chandler has 0 fight IQ. He just knows I gotta give the people what they want. I gotta give them a good fight. I don't care if I win. I just have to have a good fight. If I take a beating, I take a beating. Connor sucks at jiu-jitsu. Is really good at striking. On top of his boxing background too, he's always a good striker. But on top of boxing too, he's just gonna punch him in the face.
Have you seen Connor? Someone asked Connor like, "Hey, how's your leg?" And he's like, "I got He's like, I got metal rebar.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
If he throws one kick at your shin, you're getting a fucking steel bar coming at you at the speed of Conor McGregor kicking, which ain't slow. Like,
we haven't seen him fight in a while.
And he's been juicing fucking for 2 years now. Yeah. But he's like 205. He looks huge.
And now they're like, hey, you're fighting at 155.
Yeah.
Like,
so
what?
No, they're not gonna like Conor. I promise you this:
maybe.
Conor will decide what weight that fight is, and it's gonna be heavier than we've ever seen Conor. Probably. You don't get that jacked, and you just want to cut.
Yeah.
Now we'll see what he looks like after 6 months of no juice, if he actually does USADA, which even that's in the air.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler, at least. I mean, I think Michael Chandler is like Apollo Costa. Like he's a guy who's clearly on something, but nobody knows. The USADA doesn't know what it is yet. Like Michael Chandler is the biggest guy in that division. Closest next guy is Poirier.
Yeah.
And you've seen them match up. Michael Chandler's like a pit bull. He's like more jacked than Poirier. If that makes sense. They weigh in at the same weight, obviously, but when he rehydrates, he looks humongous, which is why he's such a good matchup for Conor, because if they decide to do it heavy, it won't be that hard for Michael Chandler to get there and still be in good shape.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know when that fight is.
I don't think they've announced it yet. I think it's whenever Conor decides to hit USADA, because he's got to do 6 months clean at a minimum, if he even does that.
Yeah.
But they're doing Contender Series right now, and when that comes out, dude, it's going to be so funny. You know that's going to be hilarious. Conor and Michael Chandler in Contender Series is going to be so fucking funny to watch. Like, Conor just saying anything.
Michael Chandler's not much of a shit talker. Like, he tries to be, but it doesn't really work out.
Yeah.
He's not on... Dude, you know what the best would be? Chael Sonnen versus Conor.
Yeah. If Chael... If they were the same like weight class and time, that would have been good.
the comebacks would be legendary between those two.
Yeah.
I think Chael Sonnen might be the better shit talker, honestly.
You think? I mean, John Jones is gonna wipe Stipe, right?
And then I think he retires. I think he's done.
But it's like that's weird. That's weird to me.
Is.
That's weird to me that he'd only come back for 2 fights.
It's weird, but when you think about it, he's been on the roster for
that's true.
The whole
I
time.
just think that you just gotta try and sell the Francis Ngannou fight for Francis Ngannou's dumbass. You know what I mean? That's really what it is.
But Francis is scared. It's 100% what it is.
I think so too. But it's like if I was John Jones and I know Francis is scared, I would sell this fight as much as I could. So that way, if Francis still denies it, when the money's in front of him and he still denies this fight, you can be like, this guy's the biggest fucking pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Dana said the other day, he's like, Ngannou's impossible to work with.
Yeah, he said there's a good chance. I don't know if it was him who said it or maybe Joe Rogan, but they were like, there's a good chance we never see Ngannou fight in anything ever again.
Yeah.
You know, because like...
It sounds like the boxing's not going well either.
It's not going well.
He's asking for money that's not relevant. It's like...
Yeah, you can't say it's not about money and then... complain about money.
Yeah, no offense to him, but he's not worth. He thinks he's worth Conor McGregor money. They all
do. They all do. We talked about this on the last podcast. Like they all think that they're, because of the champ that they deserve this money. That's not
true.
Being champ is not where the money comes from.
It's kind of like WNBA, right? They complain about how they're not getting paid. And it's not because of how they are. It's because of no one wants to see it.
Yeah, it's WNBA is a good example, I guess. Like. Women complain about not being paid as much as men.
Yeah.
Women don't watch women's basketball.
But it's not based on the sport.
Yeah.
It's based
on
where
do you want to get the money? Where's the money coming from?
Exactly.
Okay, as simple as that. I mean, the some statistic like the March Madness for women loses money for NCAA every year.
They have to.
WNBA's at like a deficit.
The men's NCAA has to pay $14 million a year
for women.
To the women.
It's like you can't complain about pay and like not even support your own sport.
Yeah. And then there was that guy that said it best. And just to prove our point, the women's soccer team when they were in the championship made more money than the guys.
Percentage-wise.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was like if we did it correctly, they would owe the men $80,000 each, something like that. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean, it makes sense. Like our women's soccer team is fucking good at soccer. They couldn't beat a single men's team.
Yeah, no shot.
There's not a chance. And it's
lost to high school.
And it's like I watch women's soccer when they play because I know they're good.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Where's the money? Like I'm doing my part there. Women aren't even watching women's soccer for this money to come in. They're not buying tickets to that shit.
I would love to go to Stephen A. Smith and be like, "Hey, can you name all the women's NBA teams?"
Is he a big? Apogee could.
I don't think so. I doubt it. I'd say off the top of your head. Right, I'd trick him. I go, hey, name all the NBA teams. He'd go, oh, I got this, and he goes through. And I go, name all the women's NBA teams. He'd be like, fuck.
I don't think I can name any.
I don't think I can name a
I know
single woman.
there's the Sparks, and I don't even know if they're still a team. I just remember there was the Sparks.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's the kind of the beauty of MMA. I mean, at least we know the women's divisions. Like they sell tickets.
they
Not
get
as much as
paid.
the men, obviously.
I bet you out of any sport, I bet you those women fighters get paid the best percentage-wise, statistically, out of any
Amanda
women's
Nunes
sport.
makes like $1 million a fight.
I know that the
Maybe
women's
more.
soccer team does get paid pretty well. Obviously, it's not as good as the men, but they get paid pretty well. I think they might be slightly better than a UFC fighter or chick. But
Maybe that's a one-off.
yeah, I could be wrong. Because even like Dana and all these other fighters will come out and say like, Dana pays us more than he tells the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's like, Dana was like, because all of a sudden I pay these guys and I put them in the scenario where all of a sudden everyone's their cousin. Everyone's asking them for money. Everyone's family to them. You know what I mean? So Dana was like, I say I don't pay them as much, so that way they don't have to go through that,
Yeah.
awkward phase in their life with
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, so like he does a lot. Like if you needed money, Dana has, from what I've
Well,
heard,
yeah, I mean,
like,
he covered people's funerals, like
Yeah.
for Green. Or whatever
so
his
when
name.
Jake Paul goes on these rants about fighter pay, he's not wrong, but you don't know
It's-
what's done off paper.
Yeah.
Like he goes by contract.
Yeah.
The other thing that's weird about any fighting sports is you have a whole camp you have to pay. It doesn't
Yeah,
go to the
yeah.
NBA
And
player.
the thing that the odd part that is still involved is the health insurance part. That's the only weird part. But how do you? There's like no good way to fix that. How am I going to give somebody a health insurance plan if they're only going to be here for a fight, lose, and then never be in the UFC again?
Right.
That's the part where someone like Jake Paul sees it as low-hanging fruit, as a way to jab at the UFC, because it's there, it's in front of you. But you don't have a solution for that. So it's like, why are you taking it out? It's just
To
a
me,
low
it doesn't
blow.
make sense. You're not gonna, if you get hurt at work, there's hurt insurance. Like if you were at a job.
No,
at
I get it.
construction-
You have insurance through work. It's
Yeah.
typically how it is. In the UFC, how do you determine who works for the UFC?
Right.
The guy who's, might only have one fight in his whole entire life in the UFC, you're going to give him a full health plan for the UFC? No, you're not. Like, why?
I mean, you could come up with different health plans for each person.
Like what? Like a one-day plan? Like, you can't. Like, how does Dana want to pay that?
Yeah.
You could take it. You could take it out of that fighter's one-time fight
But I also
salary.
don't. But let me ask you this: if you can get health insurance to the UFC, and I'm doing stuff at camps, why don't I just get injured every camp and have the UFC pay for it?
Because what Dana does as his solution is he pays them extra so they can afford their own health
Exactly.
insurance.
And then what ends up happening is people like Francis Ngannou throws away all of his money and then goes, "Hey, can I get more money?"
Yeah.
Like that bothers me the most. Like to me, it's like, hey, you have a camp that you know you have to pay.
Yeah.
Right? You're making X amount of dollars. You got to budget your lifestyle around how much you're going to owe.
Like, I don't know where his money went. I think that there was just never money in the first place. Who has Francis Ngannou fought that you're like, wow, that probably drew a crowd?
Yeah.
No one. So it's like, when the fuck was he going to get money in the first place?
The only one that I think he made decent money on
Gone?
was probably Gone and Stipe. That's it. I don't think.
I mean, those were his last two fights.
Yeah, something like that. There might have been one in between there, but it doesn't matter.
Maybe a Derek Lewis. I don't remember.
Yeah, but that's not a big fight
Yeah.
for money. Like to me, that's not a like.
No, I
he
agree.
only had,
I agree.
Two
But it's like
champion
you-
title defenses, right?
I don't even think he had two. I thought he had. Yeah, he
One.
knocked out Stipe for the title and he fought Sorrel Gone.
Yeah.
That's it. Where do you want money, bro? Like, where do you want this money to come
it's
from?
like, where's
Yeah.
$100 million coming
Just
from?
because you're the champ does not mean you're fun to watch.
Yeah. And
Does
we
not
all
mean
know
you're
John
drawing a
Jones
crowd.
would have wrecked your shit anyway.
Yeah,
There was no chance you had against John Jones. So it's smart of you.
It would have been cool. It would have been a good fight. And if I'm John Jones, I would just promote myself as the best fighter in the world. I would say that this guy, Francis Ngannou, is fucking scared. I would get the money from any source you can. Once it's all in front of you, if that guy still turns it down, if you give this fucking
Yeah, that's on Ngannou.
yeah, it's on him.
Can't.
It's on him. Give it to like some other guy in the heavyweight division who will be entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But the issue is that division sucks. John Jones is there. He's just gonna run it.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if Ngannou fought him, but
We're
Ngannou's
never
a
going to
bitch.
see that, unfortunately. I don't believe we'll ever see that fight, which is a shame. But at the same time, it's like, okay.
It's funny. It's hard to talk shit on a guy who could literally murder me in a second. But it's like, dude, you're a fighter. Like, you chose this as your lifestyle. You chose to be, probably the most dangerous man in the world. Prove it.
One of, yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
when
well,
when
even-
adversity comes up, when there's a
agreed.
guy who's ready to fight you, take you on, and the whole world knows this is like the fight the world wants to see, and you're just scared.
Right.
When this is the money bag you've been asking for.
Yeah,
you know?
you're right. My other issue with Ngannou, and actually a lot of the fighters who talk about fighter pay, I think they're right. You should be getting paid more money. Like, I do believe that fighters are not paid enough. But if you know you're going to make $1 million for a fight, don't go buy a $5 million
Yeah.
house, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of
No, I get
sports
it.
people fall into that trap.
I think that most of the UFC fighters aren't that stupid with what they do with their
Agreed.
money. Like, it's just the ones that. It's like every sport. Like, once they get their first paycheck, they typically don't know what the fuck to do with their money because a lot of them come from.
I mean, look at Shaq. Shaq went bankrupt.
Shaq
once,
or
and then-
bankrupt. I mean, if you consistently fight, it makes sense that you're blowing your money. You're not smart with your money, obviously, but at least you're consistent money coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ngannou blew his money. It makes sense that he probably did because he wasn't getting that much of it in the first place.
Right.
You can't take 2 years. What, 2 years off? Like
Yeah.
Stipe, I was in college for. Yeah.
Well, you gotta look
senior
at
year.
it. Right.
Senior year was Stipe. Knocked him out, wins the belt. Probably gets good amount of money. The next fight was Cyril Gane. I don't remember any other one.
No, you're right. I mean,
was-
we could look it up.
That might have been almost 2 years later. Like I remember watching that upstairs. Oh no, I was probably working in Princeton then. Might have been like a year and a half after. But it's like, how are you complaining about money? Like, I don't know. It still doesn't make sense to me.
No,
Like,
yeah, you're right. So it was Cyril Gane, then Stipe, then Rosenstruck.
What's the dates? Stipe was when? 21. 21 or 2020? Tell me it was
I'm gonna say
2020.
21, but let's see.
I remember watching.
2021, yeah.
How early?
March 27th.
March?
So yeah, you were in college.
When was
so.
Stipe? Or not Stipe? Gone.
Gone was January 22nd, 2022. Wow, that was over a year ago.
Damn.
How nuts is that? That feels so much sooner.
Yeah. Okay. So less than a year in between fights, but still, he didn't. Yeah. No, that's fair.
But that's
fair.
what I mean. So,
But
you're
where did you
asking-
want the money to come
Right.
from? I don't get
so
it.
you're
Like,
asking for $100 million to show up to work once, right? Isn't that when you break it down that way? It
yeah.
doesn't really
I don't
make
know what
sense.
the number he asked for was. I know with this Tyson Fury bullshit, they wanted like a ridiculous
Yeah,
number.
like it didn't even make sense.
Yeah. Like I don't know. These guys think they're worth something. It's like. The only
And
reason
they-
I
they
watch
definitely
boxing is for
work-
Tyson
yeah.
Fury. The only reason I watch heavyweights, you know,
Well, if we want to be realistic about it, the person that changed all that is Conor. Conor could make that.
that's the
mistake 'cause
thing.
he's
Now
the showman.
everyone thinks they're Conor fucking
Yeah.
McGregor. You're not.
Francis Ngannou is not
Listen,
Conor
there's a
McGregor.
reason when Conor fights Michael Chandler, it's going to be a 5-round fight.
Yeah,
It's not for a belt, but it's going to be a 5-round fucking fight. When Ngannou was up and coming, he didn't have any. When he fought fucking. Who was it before Stipe? Probably Derek
Rosenstruck.
Lewis. Oh.
yeah, Rosenstruck. And then
Do you still have that up in front of you?
Yeah.
How many rounds was that fight?
1, 2, 3. It doesn't tell me the. They all ended in the first round, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
But so
let me see. I can probably find it.
Francis Ngannou, Rosenstruck, then he fought Junior Dos Santos, and then Cain Velasquez, and then Curtis Blades. So since 2018, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. So that's basically one a year, essentially.
Which is okay.
And maybe like 1 to 2 a year.
That's okay.
Yeah, but to ask for $50 million.
But it's who did he fight? Like Cain Velasquez is the
Yeah.
only guy I really knew on that list.
Yeah, he was
besides-
at the end of. 2 of those guys were not even in their prime anymore. Rosenstruck was a first round knockout, and then Stipe, and then Gane. So the fight again, fighter pay is always going to be an issue. But again, you can't be begging for more money when you're spending your money poorly. Like if you know you have to pay a camp, you just made $1 million in this fight. You know you have to pay a camp $60,000. Don't spend the full $1 million, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then keep some aside for taxes. So that's why they kind of lose me on the fighters' pay argument.
And just the fact that Dana says, I pay him a lot more, and fighters come out and say I pay them a lot more,
Yeah.
then I show
Not
the
to
world.
mention bonuses. We didn't even talk about bonuses.
Yeah, some of them get fighter bonus.
Some guys can pay their entire camp just in the bonus, and then they make the money. That's kind of the point of the bonus.
I think the bonus is like $45K. I could be wrong.
I don't know
Oh,
how
wait.
much a full camp costs.
They should have tweeted it out. Usually they tweet out the pay from the last night's UFC the night before. I don't know if you watched last night's.
Yeah, we watched it.
Max Holloway.
Yeah, I watched it. Dave was not interested, and I was like,
But it's
oh,
like,
wow.
so Mike and I made this point last night. Like, now what for Max Holloway? Bro's
Well,
lost
Max
the
is
vault
someone
fucking 4 times.
Yeah, I mean he
So it's
won,
like,
but it's
What are you gonna do? Give him a title shot against the guy he's keeps losing to?
Yeah,
That's no fun. Max Holloway's got to change weight classes. What he got to do?
he's got to change weight classes, but I think most people would say he should retire at this point. He's had too many wars.
Yeah, I saw he was like the youngest UFC fighter.
Yeah. He also just broke the first person or one of the first people to break 1,000 significant strikes or
Damn.
3,000. Sorry,
UFC
3,000.
payout. Usually they have it come up.
Yeah. Either way, we just did it almost 2 hours. You want to wrap it up there, or do you want to keep going?
Let me just look for this.
I am
want to see if I can
curious,
find
but,
it. I mean, so this right here is saying that Izzy made $3.18 million, and I bet you that's low.
So let's round it to 5, right? There's no way his camp. Okay, let's say 4, realistically.
I mean, it's closer to 3, but I promise you, Izzy makes 5 to 7 per fight.
5 to 7 million per fight. Okay.
There's no way he's getting paid only $3 million.
Okay. Either way, let's say your camp. How much do you think the camp costs?
I don't know.
Like, let's say 150,000, right? Well, oh god, that's tough because I don't know.
We don't know the numbers. Yeah, he might know. Let's see.
I'd have to ask David. But yeah, I mean,
maybe
to say that fighters aren't getting paid enough when you see that, given it is Adesanya, it's hard to make the statement, oh, we're not getting paid enough. Like, it just tells me that someone like Ngannou just spent his money very, very poorly. Like, notice how no other champion really talks about fighters' pay.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason he does. I'm not getting paid enough. It's like, well, no.
I know Ken sent me this guy who... So when Poirier beat Conor, Poirier got 5.1 mil.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Actually, I don't know if this is the one that Poirier won. I'm pretty sure it's 264. Can you look? 264. Who won that one? Was Conor won that one, or is that the one that Conor breaks his leg?
Which one?
264.
Oh, that could be the one.
Yeah, Conor broke his leg in that one for sure.
Main
264.
Event, first round to get. Yep.
So
it was 2021. Yeah.
Conor made 23 mil that fight.
But again, Conor's such an.
No, I get it. He's on his own. Yeah. So Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson, they both made $250K.
That's insane. Like that drop off is.
Gilbert Burns was not that cool back then, though.
Yeah, but he was still number 3, probably 3 or 4 rank.
Maybe. Sean O'Malley actually made more than him that fight
because of the draw. Again, this goes back to what we were talking about with the WNBA.
And Tai Tuivasa got a bonus by the night.
Mm-hmm.
Sean O'Malley and Chris Marino, remember when he's punching the kid in the face? They both got $75K bonus.
That kid deserved that. Remember, he was like a painter or something. But
we gotta talk about that real quick. No, he did not. That is not fighting. Like that guy who just got the shit really punched out of his face for almost 5 rounds. That is not a good fight.
It's
that
not.
That guy I'm gonna say that guy sucks at fighting.
That was $75,000 for. Like, hey, I'm sorry.
So they needed someone to step up.
Yeah.
So kudos to him. He stepped up and he did it. That dude did not fight in that fight. That dude just got punched in the face. He didn't even block a punch. Like, put me in the ring with Sean O'Malley. I'm gonna lose. I will block some fucking punches. I'm not gonna get my face destroyed.
So that was before Sean O'Malley was even in the top 10.
No.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley was not.
He was just getting in there. He was just getting in. He already had like this was his second fight back after the ACL tear. He tears the ACL.
Oh, I thought that was before.
No. Tears the ACL. He knocks that dude out laying up black on the ground. You know that crazy knockout? The dude's laying there. And he walks and goes boom right in his face.
Yeah.
Love that knockout. Then he fights this guy, Chris Marino. He was gonna fight somebody else. That guy dropped out. Sean O'Malley, this kid steps up to fight Sean O'Malley. Good for him. Amazing. This kid didn't fight Sean O'Malley. He just got punched in the face by Sean O'Malley. It was like the most strikes in a fight. He had like 300 punches to the head. It's like, bro, put me in a ring with Sean O'Malley for 3 rounds. Like, he's gonna kill me. Like, Sean O'Malley's gonna beat the fuck out of me. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna defend some fucking punches. You know?
Mm.
I'm gonna defend myself in the ring. I might not land punches. I might not.
So dude, how nuts is this? So on average, Sean O'Malley probably punches. Looks like probably like 80 shots for like a full fight.
Okay.
That fight that you're talking about against Chris Montino, 230 significant strikes.
How many of them into the head?
It doesn't say, but it does say that Chris threw 70.
Significant strikes versus.
So it's not really significant.
Chris Marino. Dude, like the dude.
I felt bad for that kid.
Let's see if they show
He
it.
just got punched in the face repetitively. The CTE that kid got for 120,000 probably is nuts.
Dude, he set the bantamweight strike record in that fight.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, you gotta look at this fight. It's not even really a fight.
It's not
just
a
the
fight.
guys
It's
punching
not
back
good.
The whole time. It was not good.
It was so
But-
that and that dude just got fucked because this might be it. That kid was in what's it called? Contender Series with Connor, and
He was right.
Connor comes up and says, "I'm bringing my 3 Irish Bulls in." Kicks out 3 guys from the Contender Series. This dude was
saw
one of
it.
them. First round, Sean O'Malley landed 77 out of 106.
Dude, that's nuts.
75% that landed on target were to the head. So he threw 100. He hit 177 punches to the head out of 255. 45 to the body and then 8 to the leg. That's insane. That's not fighting.
Dude, so that was his first fight, right?
That was his first UFC
so
fight.
that was his first fight. His second one was last year, and he got knocked out in the first round.
I mean, the fact that Sean O'Malley didn't knock that guy out, yeah, kind of impressive. The fact that that guy was just like
That they
allowing
allowed that,
himself to get the shit beat out of him for 3 rounds. Like,
Yeah, that
dude,
was not pretty.
Like, I would have liked that fight more if that guy
Did something.
showed some good defense. Like, I don't need to watch you get the shit beat out of you. Like, that's not fun, you know? Like, I don't want, like imagine watching a UFC fighter beat up a 3-year-old. You're not going to want to watch that fight. Imagine watching a UFC fighter versus a UFC fighter. That's interesting. That's basically what this was. It was a UFC fighter versus a teenager who doesn't even fight.
Right.
That dude didn't look like an MMA fighter. He just looked like dyed hair. He had like a couple moments where he threw some cool punches.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it was just because Sean didn't even bother to play defense.
Defense, because he's
Yeah,
just teeing off. He was just punching this dude in the face.
He was literally just teeing off.
He
On
was
it.
just, at one point, Sean O'Malley was dribbling a basketball. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
remember the post conference with Rogan? He's like,
he was like, good. He was like, I had to get that guy out.
Yeah, he's like, I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
Everyone was like, oh, they should have let it go the distance. Like, why'd he end it early? I'm like, that shouldn't have gone more than 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, he went like 3.5 maybe, or 2.5. Shouldn't have even gone 2.
It was only a 3.
After the first 100 significant strikes to the face, maybe you say, hey, this guy is
It was
not
100-0.
like that is not a good fight. That guy is not good at fighting. You don't just get the shit beat out of you and say I'm a UFC fighter. Like, that's not good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, let's wrap this because we just did an hour 50. You have anything to promote? You got Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat?
Nothing to promote.
Nothing
Nothing
to
going
promote.
on.
The only things that we have. So this was actually going to come out next week. We're going to record this ahead of time because mom and I recorded one yesterday.
Okay.
So this will come out next week. I don't know what the videos are for this week. I'll be in North Carolina for most of it. So yeah, just social media, I guess. Social media down below. Promo goes down below. Stream links down below. And Discord down below for any questions or topics you guys want us to talk about. So, yeah. Thanks, Kenny.